Amar Hassan, first one. Sincere the Dawn, what's up? Okay. I hope you guys have some good questions for Hurt 'em Bad tonight. Hopefully we'll get some good ones. Reggie, yeah. Oh, Boss Down P made it in tonight. Sincere the Dawn, what's up? Taker, Kane fan. We're just gonna wait a couple minutes and then we'll get Reggie on the line. I got a lot of questions for Hurt 'em Bad. Okay, perfect. We will ask him the questions. Just finished watching last night. Okay. Yeah. Boston, I'm good. I'm good. It's Friday, so I'm good. Ready for the weekend. I'm gonna try to keep it short tonight because I have to go do some stuff in like 2 hours, so it won't be a 4-hour stream for sure. It's really good. Same old Rob C. Same old, same old. Big time, what's up? What'd you guys think of the stream last night? I was iffy about it when we started, just because I didn't know. I didn't know how it would turn out, but it seemed to be alright. Yeah, this will be good. This will be good. We'll play some music. We need her about to talk about the making of Hail Mary. Okay, well, we will ask him about the making of Hail Mary for sure. Yeah, me too, DJ Gary. Okay, let's give it about 5 more minutes and then I will get Reggie because I told him 7, so. Lay Legend kind of won me over. Alright. What about the video for Hail Mary? What about it, Nate the Great? What would you like to know about the video? Because I know Reggie talked about it one time. Since it's Tupac form, wish you guys keep it strictly Tupac and not put people on here that Pac didn't associate with after his death. It is a Tupac channel, but it's also a Death Row channel. So as long as it's Death Row affiliated, we'll probably do it. So. Oh yeah, we'll ask him that big time because I know you've been asking a couple times. Amar Hussan, we're not gonna do that. We decided not to do that. Roy Nell Sanders, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Quick will ever come out. I personally don't want to instigate anything, so I wouldn't want him to come on to address that. I would rather him come on and talk about his music and stuff like that. But if that were something he wanted to speak on. I wonder if there's still. Produced by Hurt 'em Bad. I don't know. I don't know if there's any produced by Hurt 'em Bad. There are some, but I don't know who. I don't know. I can't think of any Hurt 'em Bad produced ones. But we'll ask him. Is there any behind the scenes footage of I Am Mad at You? Yes, there are. There you go, Amar. See, you were good. You were good, and then you had to start in. What does he think of some of the intros Lance and Tommy D added? Yeah, we'll ask him a lot of that stuff. Okay. Timmy Diamonds, when he gets on, just type him up, and I'll try to ask him as many as I can. Can you ask himself if Tupac wanted to lead? Well, we ask everybody that, Sean, so we'll ask him too. Okay. I don't know. I can't remember asking somebody if he was going to leave and somebody saying yes. But maybe I'm mistaken. You guys can correct me on that. Yeah, I need to ask Lay Legend what microphone he was using or what device he was using on his phone so I can get that to Reggie. That shit was so loud. It wasn't loud. I mean, it was. Yeah, it was loud. It was really loud. There's Reggie. He's probably done with me. Hold on. Hey Reggie, you're on.
Oh, John, you didn't give a call. We're gonna do it on the conference call,
Oh, okay. I'll call the conference call right now.
and then be queuing up face mask up, and don't forget the Rilla song.
Okay.
Okay, babe.
All right.
All right.
Okay, let's see. One second, guys. I got to mute the microphone and call the conference call. Conference call has holding music that, as you could probably guess, is a Tupac song. I don't want to get any copyright strikes, so I'm going to mute this. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Why didn't Daz or Johnny J do music on 7 Day Theory? Johnny J did have When Thugs Cry, but then they took it off. John, you got that song I sent you from KS and Ghetto Deacon. If you sent it and it was an MP3, then I have it. If somebody, because a couple people sent YouTube links. Reggie, is that you? Okay, Reggie, you're on.
All right, cool. What's going on, Bomb1st family? How y'all doing today?
They said they got a lot of questions for Hurt 'em Bad, so that'll be good.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me figure out how to work this phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Yep. We got to figure out, man. I was listening to the replay of the show last night, boy, and my voice was tore up, so I'm trying to call it this time from the house phone. Hopefully it'll come in better.
Okay.
Because, man, Ray Legend and even Tavato's, their phones came in nice and clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a little low, but it's not. It doesn't have any crackling or anything. It just, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll talk up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have the board pulled up or no?
Did I have what now?
The chat?
That's why I was waiting to,
Okay.
that's why I was waiting to come on.
Gotcha.
Yep. So, how's everybody Friday doing?
We got a lot of questions already for Hurt 'em Bad. He hadn't even gotten on yet.
Just tell them they're wasting their time now. They're just doing it for practice. Because there ain't nobody on here and there ain't nobody reading them. So just hold up. They know the drill. We talk for a little while and then you can start asking the questions. Right now, you're just doing it for practice. Yeah, I told them to come about 7:10, 7:15. So.
Okay.
I want to also bring Sharitha on with him. But Sharitha is it's cool with him. Have a good relationship. She was his manager when he was in the group Be Brazil. And so, what was it called? Be Brazil or
Yeah.
Be Real?
No, that was it. Be Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. So don't let her be on there as well.
Okay.
And so,
It's always good to have Sharitha on. Boss Don P is in here, so he'll be happy.
okay.
Yeah.
So don't forget, you guys. Just to remind y'all, again, this Sunday is Mother's Day. Do they celebrate Mother's Day over in the UK the same time of the year we do?
I have no idea.
You UK guys?
Let's see what they say.
Okay. For those of y'all, at least get your mamas a car, Mother's Day car. Y'all cool with your baby mamas? Do that. That is cool.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Out there.
You know, definitely remember that. If y'all have any issues with your mother, that'll be a good day. It'll be the bigger man or a woman. Call them and just tell them you love them and happy Mother's Day. And see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, let me get.
say Mother's Day coming soon. I mean, you don't know what day it is, but I guess they don't celebrate at the same time we do.
Yeah, somebody said it's not the same day.
Oh, it's not the same time.
Yeah, I don't know what day it is though, but you know they got all their own holidays.
Yeah.
But,
Well, Boss Don P was the first in the house.
mm-hmm.
So those of y'all that tune out, like to jump in and jump out, kind of hang around. We're not gonna be that long. We probably won't go past 10 o'clock because Darren got work to do. The job is getting on him, so he got some work to do. So we're gonna jump off at 10, if not sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But we got some music. We got that song that was played in, for those of y'all that watched the Unsolved, that was played in the Unsolved movie from the Realist and Steve-O and what was that boy name?
Dubsy? Yeah.
Dubsy. So we're gonna play that for y'all tonight, and then we got
Face Mob?
and then we got another new song that y'all haven't heard from the Realist. And if we have enough time, we're gonna probably do something from Jay Black. We'll see if we have enough time on that.
Okay.
What's the other? Then we got a 15-minute interview with Face Mob. We're gonna let him play a couple of his songs. He got a discount rate and don't realize it. I gotta tell him that. We told him $100 for 15 minutes, but he donated $50, so we're gonna just go ahead and let him do it. So,
Okay.
it ain't all about the money, so we'll see how this music coming out. Some people he representing and stuff, so we're gonna call him as well. See what's up. I hope you guys are not in the mood for the bullshit tonight, because for some reason I'm not in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Please. I'm not gonna be as tolerant tonight with y'all and all y'all bullshit. Reggie killed Tupac bullshit.
Somebody said that new footage of Pac running off from Suge is where he rushed Orlando and MGM. What new footage?
What happened?
I don't know. Somebody saying they saw some new MGM footage, which I don't know how.
Is that from the what?
Footage from the MGM Grand.
What more can it be? They jumped the guy and they walked out.
Yeah.
Something earlier. If y'all got something earlier, that'd be good. It producer Trayvon claimed that, and I gotta find that footage so you can show that, where shit Pac was what I always thought. You know, we get that from bitch ass Frank, where he tried to say it was just Pac and himself standing off.
Mm-hmm.
But even as Trayvon told me, he said, show me on one of the footages that Pac was standing among the homeboys. So that boosts his claim that he's saying that I ain't go whispering Pac here.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my homeboys. I just came over there and was talking to my homeboys, and Pac took off. And I always wondered where that story began. I was like, because I even used to repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in every show we saw and everything. But now I realize where we got it from. Because I sent that to you too, didn't I? Las Vegas PD, the police report, his second interview. When he changed the story from the Vegas police is when Frank came up with that story. That him and Pac was standing off alone, and then he came and whispered in the Pac ear that. That's in that. I sent you a copy of it. Probably didn't know I always sending you stuff. But yeah, in that statement, it was in Frank's statement.
Yeah.
Las Vegas PD. But yeah. So yeah, they should be calling shortly. 7:15, they'll be calling.
Yeah.
What's up, Johnny Coop? E-Bean Jean, B Dash. What's up, B Dash? How you doing, bro? Yeah. I'm saying that right? Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Ronell Sanders. Chi-Town, man, I thought you wasn't a lover. I thought you was a hater of ours. I guess not. Chi-Town.
Yeah.
Chi-Town, my town. Bought a T-shirt today.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
He did late last
I
night.
keep saying buy a T-shirt. You didn't buy a T-shirt.
He
made
did
a
donation. Yeah.
And we're going to send you a T-shirt for your appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm supposed to word that. That's how that goes. But anyway, what up? What up, baby? Appreciate that. What up, Honest J? 24 Big Hoop. KPAKA. I'm going to learn how to pronounce that one day. Sound like one of those sorority names. Barry T. What's up, baby? What time is it over there in the UK? Where you been, Prentice? Prentice Nolan. What's up? Frank Ross. What's up, man? Hulk Cigar. Y'all know this darkness will come changes picture? Ain't that the old Donald Trump guy?
I don't know if that was him or not. I'm not sure.
Darkness had something. I remember he had a different profile from him.
Okay.
Boss Don P. Melvin, HHCP. Thought you was going to call me today, Arno. What's up, Arno R? Yep. Nate the Great. 5 Pearson, what's up? Brandon Winstead. Shaq Crew. Okay. Golden Child, 448, yo. Appreciate you, 448. 448, yo. Appreciate you. UMB Dash, good supporters. DJ Gary, you as well.
Base Mom said he wants the shirt and the host. For his donation.
We'll call him.
Yeah.
Give us a number, we'll give him a call. Oh, there goes somebody.
Sharitha.
What up, Miss Sharitha? How you doing?
Hey.
Cool.
How are you, Sharitha?
I'm good too. He thought it was Chicago time, 7:15.
Oh, no.
So he's been sitting by the phone waiting, and then I guess he must have tried to call in, and he was like, oh, man, I thought it was Chicago time. I said, do you not know what Pacific Standard Time means? So he'll be calling in.
All right. Yeah. Apologize. That's why I kept saying 7:15. Our time, 9:15. His time.
I know you did. And I put it.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, how are you guys doing? Gunsmoke.
Trust in Jesus, what's up?
Gunsmoke. All yours, huh?
Sassy Lokes.
And let's see. Somebody wants to take me to Dee Dee's. I don't know what that is.
Well, they want Sharitha questions. They want to ask Sharitha some questions tonight.
Well, go ahead and answer them. I guess we're going to have a few minutes because I let a woman do a man's job.
Stop. Stop it.
Go ahead. Ask her some questions.
I'm waiting for them to send. They said, "Can we?" And so we said, "Yeah." So let's see what they ask.
What up, Timmy? Diamonds, how you doing, man? I
don't know if Young G's is here asking me if I ever managed Jodeci or why I didn't manage Jodeci. Suge actually was taking care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with Mary J, but he didn't do the day-to-day management style. He just mainly did some negotiation of some contracts.
He did.
Yeah.
Somebody said...
When she said he did,
Hey, hello.
Correct. Yeah, she mean that's correct. Not he did do day-to-day management.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading at the same time in my mind. You know, you get of age and your mind don't connect at the same time.
Yeah.
What do I think of Daz? I think Daz is funny. I still have love for Daz no matter what. I have no beef with Daz. Daz shouldn't have one with me, although he slightly called me a bitch on some interview. I don't know, and I've been trying to call him about that. I'm all in for if you got a problem with me, call me direct. And he hasn't picked up the phone yet. And he doesn't know why he called me a bitch, so I don't know either.
Because the nigga bipolar.
Well, gotta stay off the drugs.
You know, weed supposed to help you with being bipolar, though.
No, let's see, heard him bad.
Daz is like the camera. I always tell y'all, Daz loved the camera. I tell you. So that's why he loved that internet, Instagram shit. Y'all can't, it's very few videos prior to Pop. Pop would let a lot of them in his videos. But I bet you can't find one dog pound video that Daz wasn't in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daz love video.
Somebody said Sharitha and Reggie was the anti-bad boy stuff a front for publicity, or was there really that anti-Biggie Puffy behind, or what does it say? Or were they really that anti-Biggie and Puffy behind closed doors? Basically, was it a publicity stunt or was it legit?
Which one? You gotta speak up a little bit, John.
Somebody asked if the anti-Biggie and anti-bad boy stuff was a publicity stunt or was it really like that behind closed doors?
Didn't y'all hear about Big J getting killed and she blaming him for that? What you think? But the main reason that started it off, we didn't start really having any problems. There was one thing that kind of had shit mad, and that was when Puffy tried to overcharge him in his mind for Biggie performing at Club 662. So he squashed that. But he maybe did it the right way, Pop. That's why he did all of that at the Source Awards. That's all that was about when he got on the stage at the Source Awards.
And if anyone has ever talked to Pac about the Biggie and Puffy situation, he would have you believe in like in his mind as well that they set him up. I never had a problem with Biggie or Puffy. No person trying to get in the game of their own, and Puffy's really successful, and I'm happy for him. But I really believed it from talking to Pac that they set him up. I don't have any evidence of that, but talking to Pac, he made me a believer.
Look at the skit before Two of America's Most Wanted. If y'all don't believe that he believes that, that should tell you how they feel.
We didn't leave. I didn't leave Danny Boy homeless. I didn't work with Danny Boy, so I can't answer that. I didn't leave anyone homeless.
I don't know what y'all getting that from. Danny Boy was sent back home to Chicago when he didn't do what he was supposed to do. But y'all seen he came back in that footage. In the Chronic 2000 stuff. Y'all seen him in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the page. So Danny wasn't as mad as he tried to make it seem.
Yeah.
Danny came back in 2004. He was Death Row Records. May I help you? You're online, John?
Nothing. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Reg, you gonna get off of Danny Boy, yeah.
I'm not on him. I'm just telling the real. I'm just telling what it is. People always try to put out like they were so mad or something. You don't go listen to the interviews with people. They be bashing and bashing and bashing. So I'm here to try to put out the truth.
Okay, I do feel for after actually listening to Danny Boy interview on Facing Should, I did reach out to him, and I felt bad. And actually, I felt bad of what happened to everybody. And what people didn't understand is Reggie was good for that company, and they just wasn't accepting it. And that's what was a big issue with
They wasn't accepting it. It was the people that was there prior to me didn't want to accept it.
Yes, all the originals did not want to accept it. Nobody. And what people don't realize is Suge runs everything, and I blame it on somebody else. If you confront Suge about it, he gonna say, "Oh, that was him. I didn't say that." So that's what was happening. Yes, I do talk to Suge. I haven't talked to Suge since he's been in prison. But before that, we talk periodically. No need for us to talk. Our daughter's grown, but he's always been welcome at my house. So I have mad love for Suge always. Oh, I do like this one. What do I predict about UNLV's record? Well, our first game is with USC. I don't know about that one, to be honest. I hope we have a better record this time and go to the bowl games. We should. We should have went last year, but everybody.
Coach? Did they get new coaches staff or same coach?
We have new coaching staffs right now. I think we got 3 new coaches, and my son has a new coach, and I like this new coach a lot.
So it's the same head coach?
Yes, it's going to be the same head coach. Trust me. Tony does a lot for Las Vegas, and he could build a team like nobody else. And look, he had the Fertittas donate for that new football gym that they're going to do. So he's doing a lot, and I think we ought to give him a chance, because he had to deal with players that was already there. So they're all kind of leaving. He's been there long enough where they're all kind of leaving, and it's a woman athletic director. She's bad. Oh, my gosh, she's bad. And he had an ultimatum. You either fire some people or you leave, one of the two. So he had to let go some people, and I think he have a good selection of people now. So we'll just see. I can't wait. I'm getting excited for football season. Again, I got to get on my son. He feels himself sometimes, but I'm okay. I've realized that I'm okay if he's second string again. He's a great player, and I got to understand the position he plays and how well he can do. He got hurt on their spring ball, but he's better now, so he'll be ready.
Hey, Jay Bright, I've been tolerating you, and I really, you know the real. But ask a question. Don't just say, fuck this. What about Kevin Gaines? Ask a question. She'll answer it. We both are pretty much open books. What's your fucking question?
I'm way at the top, so you guys excuse me. I'm trying to look at the old questions and try to catch up here. And, yeah, if you have a question about Kevin, please just ask it, because Kevin is really irrelevant at this point. He's been dead for quite some time. I grieved it long enough. Still grieve it after Unsolved, because it brought up a whole lot of other stuff. I felt very guilty about his death because it happened in my vehicle. The way he was portrayed and I was portrayed on Unsolved is very untrue. But that's Greg's story, and that's fine. I'm leaving it at that. I talked to Greg about it, and he understood, but it's TV. It's TV, and that's all I can say.
Brandon, come on, man. If y'all gonna ask a question, ask it. Speak on Kevin in Vegas. Kevin probably and Sharitha probably been in Vegas probably 10 times. Are you saying he was in Vegas the night when Tupac got shot? No. He answered that on a previous interview. No, he wasn't. Oh, you got to be deeper than that. You got to ask a question. Just ask us a question. I mean, we're here to clear up shit. We know y'all been brainwashed. We know y'all been bullshit been put out there. We know a lot of y'all are new to this channel, and we appreciate that. But we don't want to run you off. But come on, you got to be more, upfront, upcoming. We be upfront and upcoming. Say what you got to say.
I don't know what happened to P.D. Pablo. The last I saw P.D. Pablo was when my daughter was 13. He was at her 13th birthday party, and he performed. That's the last I really saw of P.D. Pablo. I don't know about the Death Row chain. I don't know about that. TCD, I don't have a comment on that one. But I am going to call, was Kevin Gaines' mom killed by police? No, Kevin's mom had an aneurysm while she was driving, and she had an accident and died. I'm going to call Tyrone because he's not responding to the text.
Okay.
Hi, Robert. It's your time to call.
We don't want to hear your conversation. Put it on mute. It may tell you something crazy. It may do a Joe Cool on you.
Reggie. I'm grown, Reggie.
Okay. Joe Cool on your ass. You're going to be mad.
Shut up, Reggie. Snoop and I. The last time I saw Snoop was at one of our son's high school football games.
No, Stormy is Little Shiv's mom, and then Davina is Shiv's oldest son, Taj. Taj, mom. Sarita has the oldest daughter.
Oh, Tyro. That's funny. You're right. That's him.
That sound like Tyrone. Does this hurt him bad? Did this check in?
It's hurt him bad.
Hey.
Tyrone? How you doing? Sorry for letting a woman do a man's job. So sorry about the time mix-up.
That's all good.
Yeah. So y'all, we get it straight because Tyrone been hanging around. Sharitha been hanging around for us for about. I'm not Sharitha. Tyrone been waiting around for us for about 2.5 hours. So I know we done messed up 2.5 hours of his day. So we get to it. First of all, I want to tell you, appreciate you coming on, Hurt 'em Bad. And I'll tell you a little bit about Tyrone, then I'll let him take over for a minute. I know 80, 95% of y'all know about Hurt 'em Bad and know who he is. But just for the ones that don't, he's a producer. Well, first of all, he used to be an artist with Death Row, with a group called Be Real, or Be how you pronounce it, Tyrone?
Be Real.
Okay.
Be Real.
All right. So
okay, you guys got to slow down on the questions because we need to let her.
Sharitha, we're here for Tyrone now. We're not going to answer none of that.
All right.
So he also did the beats on Tupac Makaveli album. He did Hail Mary, Me and My Girlfriend, Just Like Daddy, Against All Odds. Well, we did a lot of Blasphemy, Hold Your Head. And so those were on Makaveli. Then, they also remade it on the Beyonce and Jay-Z redid it. And so y'all know this man got a lot of money out there if he haven't got it already that he got to get. So anyway, we'll let Tyrone go ahead and talk what he's been doing. Tyrone, if you can just tell us, how you came to Death Row.
I can start with the beginning.
Okay, and go there and go all the way, and then take the floor, Tyrone. Appreciate you again, man.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm thankful to be here with y'all. Basically, it started in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I was born. Like at an early age, I always I had a nick for talent. I always wanted to be on stage. I love the crowd reaction from it and everything. So it didn't take me no time to decide that's what I really wanted to be in life. So I went through my little process of becoming that, and in that process, I had to make sacrifices. One big sacrifice I made was I actually sacrificed my education. I dropped out in the 7th grade. Never seen high school a day in my life, but I did manage to get my GED. But on that journey, when I dropped out, it was strange because I didn't have there was nothing that took my confidence away from me, becoming who I wanted to become. I worked very hard, every day. For some reason, I think God blessed me to know that if I wasn't going to, go to school and spend that time in school, I had to spend that time on, my dream or whatever my passion was, whatever I was going to do. So that's what I did. And so, I started off dancing, and I was a pop locker and all that type of stuff. But I was good, practice my moves every day. I had a dance group. I really, like, I made their uniforms. I really made their uniforms from like thread, I bought outfits, clothes from the thrift store. I tore up sheets to make stripes on them, and I was in my creative mode, and so that turned out a success. I built my name up, people started talking about me, people started knowing me. So, make a long story short on that, when at the age of 19, I ran into a little bit of negative energy. I ended up shooting somebody. I shot him 4 times, and I wanted to kill him, but God knew what was best, and he didn't die. So I ended up getting 8 years, and I had to do 4 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections. So at that moment in my life, let me tell y'all, I really thought that I had like messed everything up. I always felt God was with me, and he was going to give me what I was asking him for as long as I just worked hard, and he knew my heart. So when I went to prison, it all fell apart. It's like I didn't want to go to prison and be a rapper. I wasn't going to dance and sing in there. That was, to me, that was like, no, that's the wrong thing to do. So, that voice showed up again, and that voice said, so what you going to do in prison? You're going to you're going to get in a gang, or you're going to continue to be yourself. Because right now, when I first went to prison, I wasn't singing, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't doing none of that. And because, I wasn't trying to have myself out there like that. So it was becoming boring, though, the whole life thing. I started getting bored. People wouldn't speak to me. I wouldn't speak to them. My whole life just got quiet. Like, where am I? So, the voice said, you better continue, being yourself, what you afraid of. So one night we was all locked up, and I just started singing, and somebody interrupted me, and one of the inmates, they was like, hey man, shut the fuck up. Let Shorty do his shit, man. Shut the fuck up. And they was real serious. The dude had to be quiet. And so I continued singing. And from that moment, that next day I went to breakfast, and guys was asking me, was that you singing? They was shaking my hand. So now everything coming back to who I really am, and what God got coming for me in life. So I started, rapping, singing in there, and I met this guy named Larry Hoover in prison. And Larry heard me rap. He saw my work ethic. He saw who I really was. And he asked me what was I going to do after that when I get out of prison. And I tell him, really, I'm gonna continue, pursuing my dream. He said, where you going? I said, probably go back to St. Louis. He said, no, you should go to Chicago. It's a much bigger place, and celebrities come through Chicago all the time. So I was like, I don't know anybody in Chicago. I don't have no family in Chicago. Larry Hoover said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. I believe in you. Now, Larry Hoover, he is you guys probably familiar with Larry Hoover. He's what they call him, the chairman, the president of the Gangster Disciples, but it's really growth and development. And he has his organization stretched from New York to Tennessee to Chicago. He big, but he'll never see the streets again. And by me personally running into this man, I learned that he was not the monster that the people painted him on. He was a very educated, and he was a very bright person, humble and everything. So anyway, I thought Larry wanted me to just become another one of his gangster disciples or whatever they call it. But he asked me one day, was I in a gang? And I told him no. And he told me to stay that way because that would mess my life up. And I think from that very day, from that very moment, I had like nothing but respect for Larry Hoover, because I knew he wanted me to be me, and he didn't want me for to be another GD or whatever. So anyway, I got out of prison, and Larry kept his word. He, he looked out for me. He made sure I was straight, and I didn't have to want for anything. So when I got out of prison, I got back on the streets in Chicago, not knowing nobody. I started looking for talent shows. I started looking for competitions, and I found the competitions, and I started going there, and I started winning. I was doing the same thing I started doing in St. Louis. Like, I always won first place. I swear, I always won first place for some reason. That's what I was on. And I'm gonna tell you, I think they got me connected with Death Row because Death Row had that number one with it too. But anyway, I got in Chicago. I continued to pursue my dream, and I ran into some people that knew Suge, and they wanted to form a group. You know, they wanted us to have something to present to Suge. So we performed. I mean, we got a group together, and I was the lead singer. And we did our thing. We got real tight with each other. We became a beast. So Suge sent for us. We met Suge in West Hollywood, and he told us that the first thing he told us that it's about blackness at Death Row. And that was something I didn't expect to hear him say, but yeah, he did his little preaching about that. And we sang in front of him, and he liked what he heard, and he told us that he would sign us to the label. So that's how that happened. That's how I got all the way to West Hollywood, California, from little old St. Louis. But that was all about really believing in what I seen in my head, my dreams. It was a deep belief with me. And I didn't want to give my time to nothing else but that, because I knew that if I give this all my time, and if I become good at this, something's gotta happen. Somebody big gotta recognize me and give me that shot. And truly, that's exactly what happened. And when I got with Death Row, I was with a group called B Brazil. Reggie just told y'all about that, but we did a few songs. We was able to land a song on Murder Was the Case. That song is called Horny. We also landed a song on Above the Rim soundtrack, and the name of that song is called Blowed Away. That was produced by Devontae, Timbaland, and Group B Rizil. And Murder Was the Case. That song Horny was written by B Rizil. And Horny, that was our first song to be put on the soundtrack or whatever. And Snoop, he came to Sharitha and told Sharitha he wanted that song on his on his soundtrack, I'm sorry. And Sharitha told us, and we were just so excited. We really couldn't believe it. Like, wow, Snoop fucking with us like that. Like, whoa. So that turned out a success, you know, and I think that caused Suge to have more belief in us, to know that we could write a hit song. So we was ready. So anyway, you know, things came to pass, and B Rizil was never able to, you know, finish the album. Even though we had enough songs for the album to be completed, we never got to that point. We never shot any videos or whatever. And George and Mark, those are the other members of B Rizil. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know, they fell out with Suge. They got on bad terms with Suge, and B Rizil didn't work. So by me being a part of B Rizil and Suge having it out with those two guys, the money stopped coming. So I had my girl down there with me, and she was pregnant with my son. So I had to call Suge, you know, and be a man and say, you know, I ain't get my money. We need to talk or whatever. You know, I don't know what's going on. So Suge invited me to the studio. I went to the studio all by myself. You know, Suge, he said that 2 p.m. he ended up walking in the studio around 3 a.m. And I was in the kitchen. I didn't fell asleep at this time. So Suge comes in. He's like, "Oh, Tyrone, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you in a few minutes." So he came out, and we had to talk. And Suge came to me. His forehead was like really at my forehead, and we was touching foreheads. And Suge said, "What are you gonna do, Tyrone?" It's like, your boys fucked over my money. You know, we're not good. So how you come back? What you talking about? You with them. I said, yeah, I'm with them, Suge, but I'm not with them on whatever y'all, had a disagreement about. So anyway, I told Suge, he told me, he said, you coming back on a label, you want to come back on a label, what are you going to do? You don't have no group or anything like that. So I told Suge, I said, I can write my ass off. I can write a hit song. So he know that was, 100. He knew that was real. So he gave me the opportunity. He gave me all access to the studio. And so when I came back, I was getting mean mugs from everybody in there because all they knew that was, Dear Zill was, no longer around. So when they started seeing me, I got funny looks and everything, but I wasn't worried about anything because Suge had already, gave me all access. So long as I was cool with Suge, I wasn't really trying to fuck with nobody else anyway. You feel me? So, time went by on the label. I started helping Nate Dogg write songs. I started helping Rage with her writing. Me and Corrupt. I did a couple of beats with for Corrupt. Never heard them though, but things got kind of dark for me for a second. I started calling Snoop in a room that I was producing in, and he heard a couple of beats, like he heard Blasphemy, what I did for Tupac, and he just like nodded his head, and like his gestures were like, you okay, but anyway, I started letting people hear the beats, but nobody would like want to, like, I guess they just didn't want to fuck with me like that. I don't know why, I thought what I was hearing out of my ears was like perfect for the whole situation. And so that started getting dry because, I couldn't place no beat. So all of a sudden Tupac came. And I didn't really, I introduced myself to him. We spoke a couple of times, but I didn't really, get in his way because he was busy at the moment, So I waited till All Eyes on Me was completed. And that's when I heard that Tupac was doing another album. And I stepped to Tupac one day in one of his sessions, and I told him who I was, that I was a producer on the label. And I told him I heard you, doing another CD. Fuck with me. And he was like, where you at? I told him I'm in the green room. So he said, I'll be back there in the morning at 8 o'clock. Be there. I said, okay, no problem. The very next day at 8 o'clock, there was a knock on the door. And I opened the door, and guess who it was? It was none other than Tupac. And he was like, you ready? I was like, yeah, that's mine right there. He said, that's your beat right there? I said, yeah. He's like, you played that all the instruments you? Yeah, they me. He's like, can I get that? Like, you want this beat? He's like, yeah. Like, no problem. From that day on, he made it his business, come in that room every day. And we started with one beat. Then we went from one beat to 3 beats a day. And he was knocking them all out. And me, myself, I was on some next level shit because, I wasn't aware of it at that moment. But at that time, doing beats in 15 fucking minutes was really unheard of. And Hail Mary was like a 2-bar or 4-bar beat. And so many producers told me that would never, ever make it. You cannot make a 2-bar, 4-bar beat. So when I was doing these things, I was actually like changing the course of certain things in hip hop. Also, the engineer, Tommy Daughtry, he mixed Hail Mary. And he came to me and told me, he said, Tyrone, there's something strange about that track. I said, what do you mean? He said, I've never been able to put that much bottom, meaning that much bass, in one track. And, I really didn't know what he was saying. But later on, I found out that he was saying that the whatever the standard numbers was, how they set bass in hip hop, I just broke that. I made it more. They started putting more bass in songs after that. So anyway, back to Tupac. He started coming in the room getting songs, and then he started asking me, did I sing? He wanted me to sing on a few songs. So I started singing, and we started becoming close as producer and artist. Um, so he would like the track Against All Odds. It was really his. He co-produced that because he came to me and asked me that was I aware of this cameo joint, and I told him yeah, and he said put that bass line in there, add some drums, and do what you can do to it, and have it for me ready in the morning. I did, and he liked it. That's how Against All Odds came about. Now Hail Mary came about. It was just a good day. One good day I woke up, I was just feeling good. I was feeling good about what I was doing, who I was doing it with. It was sunny outside. Everything was just positive energy. And I went to the studio. I rolled me one up. I locked my door, and I was smoking and creating at the same time. And it actually, that whole track, Hail Mary, took me only like 15 minutes to complete it. It's like it was strange because it came together so sweet. I mean, one after the other. I added the first sound. It was no problem for that other sound to pop in my head right out. No other track has been that simple and just smooth. And so it was done in 15 minutes. The engineer heard it. He said that it sounded like a hip hop funeral. And to know that how the whole situation went down with Pac losing his life and they putting that CD out and that song becoming one of the biggest songs Pac did in his career is just strange how the engineer compared that with a funeral. And this was like way before, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. So the rest of the songs we just really like. I did the tracks, he heard them. He co-produced just like Daddy too. And after that, we started just working every day. We was just working. As fast as he can do write a song, I can make a beat. So it was like really what he needed at that moment. Somebody who was fast paced like that. So I think that's why it was completed in such a short time too. I think we broke a record with that. But yeah, that's how it came about. But as far as, my words to any up and coming producer or any artist, or just trying to make it somewhere, that is just, you have to believe in yourself and you have to be consistent. You have to give that, you have to nurture it. It's your gift. You don't have to sign an application for your gift. All you got to do is polish yourself, polish your gift and give it all you got. And sooner or later, the universe and God is going to grant you that opportunity that you see in your head, that you see so clear. That's my remedy upon like succeeding, like making it. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to know about the Hail Mary studio session. When you did the beat, were you there when they laid the lyrics for that?
No, not Hail Mary, because I was on some, really do my part and stay out the way.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I didn't really want to be in there with him while he was doing that. I wanted to hurry up and get back to my room and have another beat ready for him when he come for it. I felt, that was my job right there.
Okay. Somebody said, were you aware that Just Like Daddy was an old Dramacidal song? I guess the titles were the same, but I don't think the song was a lot like it.
Yeah, I was very aware of
that. Robert Torres says, can you ask Hurt 'Em Bad about Against All Odds, his thoughts on the lyrics used on the beat that you made?
Against All Odds?
Mm-hmm. When you heard,
you want to know how it came about?
No, like what your reaction to was when you heard the completed version and some of the stuff he was saying on the track.
Oh, I was happy. I was excited because, he's saying Nas, he Jay-Z, he's saying all these names, and he actually coming at these guys on my track. So, yeah, I was feeling good on that one. I felt amazing, great, like, whoa.
Okay.
I knew Pac was fucking with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrone, SCP-519, he said he had heard somewhere that Snoop passed on blasphemy. Is that true?
Yeah, Snoop passed on blasphemy.
And
Yeah.
did you talk about the songs that you sung on the hooks? Because I know you sung on a few of the hooks as well.
Yeah, that song would be "Hold Your Head."
Hold Your Head.
After I had gave Pac the track, he took it in the studio and he did the vocals, finished up the vocals, and he needed a singer. And I wasn't a singer available at the time. I was the only one in there. I don't know how he heard about me having singing skills to this very day. But he came in my room and asked me, did I know how to sing? Like, don't you know how to sing? Yeah, I do. I need you to sing something on this track you just did. Okay. I was nervous as hell on that one because the producing part I was cool, but the singing shit was like, okay. And I'm used to writing my own melodies, when it comes to singing. But Pac had wrote this melody. And at that time, I hadn't conquered all the things about, singing that I have now. So I was a little bit nervous. But I felt like I could pull it out, and I pulled it off. Pac was happy, with the results. We took a picture that night, me, Tupac, and Daryl Harper, another producer that was featured on Makaveli. That picture never surfaced. It probably will one day. But yeah, that's how that turned out.
Okay. Could you tell us a little bit?
I'm sorry. I'm also singing on this other joint called "Play Your Cards Right." Y'all probably heard that one before. That's me singing too.
Did you do anything on the One Nation project?
I believe I got like 5 joints. Should have 5 joints on that because I heard Pac talking about that. Like he wanted some joints that we did on that, but I don't know. I ain't never heard them. I don't think I even listened to that.
Yeah. Did you do any work on Fusky?
On who?
The group, the female group Fusky. You remember the girl that was from Chicago?
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you what the name of the song was or when it was. But yeah, I remember Fusky. We did some work together. I also did some joints. I did a joint with Danny Boy. Okay. Here's another story. Danny Boy was working on his album also. And this was right before, this was at the beginning when Pac came. Danny Boy came in my room one day. Me and Danny was real tight. We was real cool. I mean, real cool. He came in my room one day. He was upset. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Shit, you don't like my songs." I was like, "Why?" Like, they too soft. They R&B. He was like, "You gotta have some of this shit like R. Kelly." I'm like, "Wow," he said that. So I told Danny, I was like, "No problem. Let me write you a song." He said, "Go ahead." I ended up writing this song called Ride, R-I-D-E. Ride, I did like the music, I did the drums, and later on, Suge heard it, he loved it, so he had Roger Troutman to come in and do his part on the song. And he had JoJo was singing on the second verse, and the lyrics was written by me. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Danny Boy helped me with the lyrics too. But that was y'all can hear that joint. It's on YouTube. It's called Ride. And the hook goes something like, "We ain't got a bump and we ain't have to grind. All we gotta do is just ride." And the way I wrote the hook, because Suge said he wanted some R. Kelly. But at the same time, me being an artist, I was kind of like, also going to go against the R. Kelly. So that's why I was like, we don't have to bump and we don't have to grind. All we have to do is ride. So y'all go check that joint out, man. It's a raw joint. And another joint me and Danny Boy did was Danny Boy, and it's featuring Mary J. Blige. It's on some R&B slow ballad. I don't know if y'all can go hear that song because I don't think it's surfaced yet, but it turned out to be a beautiful joint. I never forget Danny Boy coming to my room one night, telling me to come come in the studio. And I came in the room, and Suge was on the couch, and Mary J. Blige was sitting at the mixing council. And I walked straight past her, didn't know who she was, and Danny Boy had to like make me aware of who she was. And I was so amazed, like, whoa! And I heard my song, my track playing. I'm like, oh, y'all doing this? And they was like, yeah. I was like amazed, man. I kind of felt like my time was coming, you know. Yeah, had to let y'all in on that.
Okay. Somebody said, did you approve of the intros and interludes that Lance Pierre and Tommy D added to the Makaveli album?
No, I didn't do any of those.
No, but did you approve of them? Did you like the way they came out?
Yes, I think the engineers did a great job, man. They couldn't have did no better. I think they did a great job on everything. It was creative. That was them being creative, like by themselves. Like Tupac didn't have nothing to do with that. I didn't have nothing to do with that. That was those guys being creative. So I think they did an amazing job.
Okay, somebody said, can you tell them who played the keys on the song Bomb1st?
On the song what? So what song?
Bomb1st?
That's Daryl Harper. That would be Daryl Harper.
Okay.
I did some. I had an effect in there. It's like a little bubble. If y'all heard it, you're hearing just the bubbles bubbling. They bubbling beneath the track. Something like that. Yeah, I did. That's what I did in it.
Okay. Somebody said, ask Kurt about how many tracks total he recorded for Tupac.
Overall, I say I did like 22 to 23 tracks with Tupac.
Okay. Let's see what else we got. Somebody wanted to know if you could talk a little bit about your reaction when you heard Jay-Z use the "Me and My Girlfriend" beat.
Oh, for a moment, I couldn't believe it. My manager had called me and informed me about that, and I told her to quit playing with me. And she's like, no, really. Kanye remixed the joint. And I was like, really, Kanye? She's like, yeah. And that was cool. That moment was cool, but it didn't really hit me until I saw the credits. When I saw my name with Beyonce, Prince, Jay-Z, Kanye, that was just so much of an addition to the Death Row, you know, to my name being, you know, plugged with Tupac and being on Snoop stuff. When I saw that, it was just like, that was a confirmation that I could, you know, be in the game and be strong in the game with my creativity and my writing. So I felt great when I saw that.
Okay. Somebody said,
I felt pretty good because Kanye didn't change really too much or nothing. He kept it the same. So, you know, that felt great.
okay. A user says, other people on Death Row called the studio where Makaveli was made, quote unquote, the whack room. Considering the massive hit Makaveli was, do you feel you proved them all wrong?
Of course. That was my intentions too.
All right.
That never really even bothered me either because I knew, and it really came from when I said wasn't anybody like really taking beats from me at that time. After Tupac came and we started just going hard every day, back to back to back to back, it was a meeting. And, you know, at that meeting, a couple of guys, you know, a couple of things happened. And somebody asked somebody, who next? And somebody got up and said, Tyrone is playing favoritism with the beats. he don't want to get nobody no beats. So that person who they told that to, he looked at me and spoke to me. I spoke to him, and it was all over with. That's as far as that went. But yeah, it was a lot of jealousy stemming from Tyrone working with Tupac now. I heard a lot like, oh, he think he this now and all of that. That's the stuff that comes along with success, though. I was ready for it.
Yeah, Tyrone, when did the name Heard 'em Back come to you? Did it come to you as your producer or when you was singing?
In St. Louis.
In St. Louis, so before you came to Buffalo.
I mean, my stage routine. I used to make people just didn't sit in their seats and clap for me. People actually stood up. When I performed at a bar, they would bang on they would applaud with glasses banging on the tables. They would stomp. I promise you, that actually happened. And so this one guy told me, he said, boy, you should call yourself Hurt 'em Bad, because that's what you be doing to the crowd. And I said, Hurt 'em Bad? I said, that's a statement. That sounds like a sentence or something. So I was like, no. And 2 shows after that, I believe, I had won first prize, and the crowd went crazy because the crowd had to be the judge. So when it was their time to applaud for me to win, they went crazy. And this guy walked to me. He's like, man, you Hurt 'em Bad tonight. And when he said that, it was just, wasn't no more questions like, oh, that's my name. That's who I am. He said it. He said, you Hurt 'em Bad tonight. Like, okay, that was it. That's how that happened.
L.T. Hutton, the guy that produced All Eyes on Me. I know he kind of hung around you guys originally. How did he come around? Can you speak on that?
That was Mark's friend from Chicago. Mark, one of the other group members of B. Rizzo. Him and LT, kind of grew up together in Chicago, and they was close friends. And he was living with us in California. And Mark bought a drum machine and a keyboard, and LT had skills on the production side. So Mark had a production team, and LT was supposed to be up under Mark's production team. And Mark was taking LT beats, letting Snoop hear him. I don't know how accurate this is, what I'm about to say next, because I just heard it. But Mark was telling Snoop he did the beats. And so I think Snoop wanted to get some of the beats. So to make that long story short, the word that got back round to Snoop was that LT was the man behind the beats. And I think that story got to Suge. And so Suge wanted to get to the bottom of it. And I think right before things got heated, Mark and LT had disagreements with things, and they kind of like turned their separate ways. And Mark, he like kicked LT out, and we all was living together. So Mark left one day and told me that if LT come out, don't let him leave. So it was Mark's house. LT came, wanted his clothes. I couldn't let him in, so he said I threw clothes out of the window, but I don't, I don't remember that. And that caused LT to have a little beef with me also.
Is that when he got up under the Long Beach dudes after that? Is that when, or
yeah,
did that come later?
Snoop took LT in when Mark kicked him out of his house. And that was the beginning of LT's real journey to his success.
Gotcha.
Snoop reached out to him, and he really reached out to him and took care of him. I think he showed him the ropes because, that it turned out pretty cool.
Yeah. As far as Mark. Did you explain to him who Mark kind of worked with and stuff at the beginning and how he got his little reputation with R. Kelly and stuff? Did you talk about that a little bit?
Man, fuck Mark. No, I'm just playing.
hey, you keep it real here. We keep it real here.
That's my boy. That's my boy, man. We feel like we brothers, for real. We brothers. Mark, you said how I met Mark?
No. I just said, how Mark got really his...
Oh, yeah. Mark was he was a group member with R. Kelly, with the great R. Kelly. They had a group called MGM. They reached the height of their success. They was in a television show. I think Natalie Cole was the host. I forgot the name of the show. And Mark, along with R. Kelly and two other guys, they won like $100,000. I think it was first place on that show. And Mark was he played a key role in the group though. He told me he used to help R. Kelly write. He told me he choreographed some of their dance routines. And R. Kelly felt that it was time to move on, and he left the group. And I believe that it did hurt Mark's feelings. Mark was really hurt, and I think that's what caused Mark to not give up on what he had going as far as, in the entertainment game. So Mark continued his, search. And that's how he ran into me.
Okay.
We formed Be Resilient.
All right. Do you remember, and we're going to get in a little heated area, but not bad. I ain't going to do too bad. But do you remember what was the reason that they, that George and I don't even know if he was involved, and Mark jumped on Kevin Lewis at the studio? What was that behind?
Kevin Lewis from Chicago. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Kevin Lewis. Supposedly Mark's supposed to have said "fuck Death Row," and Kevin Lewis
told it.
Supposedly went back to Suge and told Suge that Mark said that, and I heard Suge confronted Mark. I don't know how that turned out, but all I heard that Mark and George was going to Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I know. I had to go talk to LAPD behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Well, Tyrone, I don't know if people know. Like I said, you did a lot of stuff, especially with that Makaveli stuff. You never really got the justice and got the all of your money that you was well deserved, and hopefully we're gonna rectify that within this year, because I know you got Sharitha back working with you and making all of that happen. Man, but the people in this community, they really love the work and appreciate it. I wish you could see all the positive things that have been said on this board about you, and they really appreciate the work that you did on Makaveli. Besides All Eyes on Me, I think most of them put Makaveli as Pac's second best album. That's a little up for debate, but it's up there. And so that's a tribute to, in my opinion, you and D Harp, because y'all did most of the songs on there. And I remember y'all just been in there grinding from when the studio opened at 8 or 10 in the morning until 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm sorry, 8 to 10 a.m. to 2 to 3 in the morning every day. So I've seen the work that you and Daryl, some other people did in that little room. That was a great ideal that that you guys did and put in that work. And unfortunately, how things went with the company, but I really believe you'll be considered one of the best producers around right now. If the record company wouldn't did eventually what it did.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So if John.
I also,
Go ahead.
I also want to let the people out there know that if you have, you want to hear some beats or purchase some beats or whatever, my email address is hurtembad. That's HURTMBADD, all one word, 79 at yahoo.com. I know Yahoo a little ancient, but that's it. Hurtembad79 at yahoo.com. Y'all want to send me something, whatever, want me to critique it or whatever, you can send me whatever. You can get in touch with me right there. That's my email.
Okay. Heard about at the time that. Oh, go ahead, Reggie.
No, cool. I'm sorry, D-Block. I was going to ask that question before he got it out, but I usually like to wrap it up with them putting that information out. And D-Block said, damn, about time you asked that because he had been asking for a while.
Oh, okay.
There's a few people on there that wanted to know how to get a hold of you to do some track circumstance.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, go ahead, John. I'm sorry. You know who John is. John is the owner of Bomb1st. This is the site that we on. So that's who's been talking to you, John. I forgot to introduce him at the beginning. Well, go ahead, John.
Okay, what's up, man?
Okay. At the time that Tupac passed, in your opinion, was the Makaveli album wrapped up, or was there more stuff that you would have wanted to do?
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up?
You're breaking up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hello?
Reggie,
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I heard Sharitha. Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. At the time that Tupac passed in Vegas, what was the Makaveli album considered completed in your eyes, or was there more stuff that you would have wanted to do if you had the opportunity?
Oh no, it was completed in my eyes. It was completed. It was completed because at that time I was new to it, but I felt that the work we did and the work we did for Makaveli, I felt that it was completed. I felt there was nothing else we could it needed or anything like that. I felt it was completed. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys did that album in 7 days, is that right?
7 days.
Okay.
7 days.
Now, was it always going to be 7 days, or didn't he try for 3 days or something like that, or no?
No, okay. I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. All right. Somebody keeps asking this, so I'm gonna ask it. Somebody said, "Did you produce an unreleased Tupac song called Ma Ma Ma?" Never heard of it, but figured I'd ask.
I heard it. Man, I want to say yes, but it sounds like me, but I can't. I never could put it together. They got this. They had a percussionist, and this percussionist played on a lot of stuff.
I'm talking about Butch Small.
Butch, yeah, because Blasphemy, I think he did percussions, and for a minute, I didn't recognize the drums. I was like, where'd that come from? What's that? And I was informed that he played on it, so yeah, it was something like that with the track, with the Ma 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 track when I heard it. It sounded familiar, but I just couldn't pinpoint that it was mine.
Okay. Somebody wants to know, what was the last studio session you had with Tupac? Which song did you guys work on?
I want to say that was Hold Your Heads. No, it was me and my girlfriend. Never forget. Me and my girlfriend.
What idea was it to go get Queenie? Was it Pac's or yours, or what? How did Queenie get on that?
It was Pac.
It was Pac.
Yep, it was Pac. That was
like
one
a
of the
minute, looking for a female right quick, or was it kind of like always planned for her to be on it?
He knew who he wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, and she did it. She had the attitude. That's why he knew. He already heard her before he had her to do it. I'm sure he heard her in his head. That's how it come about. It'd be so clear to you.
And if y'all don't know, Queenie was just really a dancer that was around that used to answer the phone. And so what I'm trying to say about that, that's how Pac recognized talent. Heard him back.
Oh, yeah.
Harp was over in a room here and find and pull out that talent. You know, and then, you know, the lady that's at the front desk at the studio saying, Can-Am Studios, he found something for her and pulled out her talent. I'm just trying to show y'all what type of dude Pop really was as far as going and getting people that he knew wanted to be involved and making them a part of something.
Yeah, he was serious. Like that's what Pop was here to do. And he showed us all that. Like, to me, I'm going to say, you know, without the dancing and the silver gloves and all of that, Pop was like the Michael Jackson of rap, man, for real. He's really doing stuff unheard of as far as his work ethic, everything, man, everything. Just like, wow. Wow, you seen that man work, you would be like, wow, especially in those days. It took rappers to write songs, so it took them so long. And Pac came in like, and he had, when he tell people he finished, people looking at each other like, for real. It was unbelievable.
Tony Amati is trying to say, and he usually plays right on, that he heard another version with another female on Me and My Girlfriend originally. Did you ever hear that? Or know anything about that?
No.
Hello?
I said, no, I ain't heard nothing. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I never heard. Yeah, I never heard that either. Okay.
Probably wouldn't want to either.
Let's see. What all did you do on Death Row after the Makaveli album? You did some stuff with Rage soon after, correct?
The song with Rage, I'm sorry, I can't even think of the title of that song. It's right on my tip too. It's right there. I can't think of the name of it. But what it was, I did. I helped her arrange some background vocals in that particular song we're talking about. She was doing harmonies, and I like putting her in her, you know, right key. That's what I was doing with her.
Okay.
Did you do anything on gang? Any of your stuff come out on gang related?
Yeah, I did straight through my reviews.
Oh, okay.
That's my track too. And more popular joints I did with Pac was Fucking with the Wrong Nigga. I did Fame. If You Play Your Cards Right. Yeah. Also, Tony Braxton used inserts from Me and My Girlfriend. She had a joint called Me and My Boyfriend, and I got credit for that. That I saw those credits. I was, you know, I felt real good about myself. I was working, man. Then Mariah Carey, she used inserts from Me and My Girlfriend. Also, I received credits from that. So I had credits with Mariah Carey. My credits was like Tupac, Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg. Then Eminem and 50 Cent, they went to war on Hail Mary, and Busta Rhymes going against Ja Rule. I think that's his name, Ja Rule. So it was like all of these names coming up with me, like, whoa, man, like, all right, man. That was great to see. I'm very thankful for that.
Do you remember Gonzo been in the studio working? Was he on the original Hail Mary track, or you don't remember?
Gonzo?
Yeah, you remember the dude from Caution?
Yeah, no.
Who did the vocals on If You Play Your Cards Right? No, let's see. Yep.
Me. I'm the vocals. I'm doing the vocals on that one. Heard them bang.
See, people don't know that you're such a vocalist. You guys, this man could sing. I had no idea about his producing skills, just his singing skills.
But you messed that group up.
What you say, Reg?
I said, but you messed that group up.
Reggie, you know what? I'm going to get in my car and knock you out.
You know what I'm talking about, Tyrone?
We gonna hang up on you.
Yeah, we're going to hang up on you because I can't, that's my girl, boy. No, I can't do it. We got a bond right here, boy.
He likes to start that.
Good inside joke.
That was a good one, though, Reggie. That was a good one.
Don't encourage him. Goodness gracious. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I guess I didn't know I was, but I guess I was. I feel bad, but it came out good for you, and that's all that matters, right, Hurdle?
That's all that matters.
That worked out for Hurdle, shit.
That's what I'm saying. It felt good for him.
From being a producer than he was singing in a group. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah. DJ Gary,
hard work.
He loves the hell out of DJ Quick. He want to know, did you ever work with DJ Quick?
Man, DJ Quick was cool, man. We was okay. LT gave me my first MPC disc. That's a disc that it slides in the drum machine and you can record samples on it. You can store sounds on these discs. LT gave me my first disc and DJ Quick gave me my second disc with all drum sounds on it. Snares, kicks, hi-hats, things like that. Yeah, me and Quick was we was cool. We was cool. I used to go to the studio sometimes and like just go over there and chill with him, watch him do his thing.
Did you ever work with Dre?
Me and Dre called me in the room one time. I think the track he was in when he had California Love going, but it was all piano, wasn't the drums and none of that. And my ear wasn't that mature yet, you know. Shout out to Dr. J because he pulled one on me on that one. And he's like, "Can you see what you can come up with? Sing something to this." I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what I did. Tried to find my notes. When a singer is trying to find, he hear music, and he's trying to find his notes, he start creating notes. So he really don't care if the notes are off or whoever hear him, but he's trying to get them. He's trying to find them, so he'll go through this here. Ooh, 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 ooh. He's going, he's searching until he find that right note with the track. Sharitha, do you know that I could not find that note? I couldn't find the key. And Dr. Dre said, "You know what? Go back in your room, keep it in your head, see what you can come up with, and come back." I knew goddamn well that wasn't going down. I knew it. So yeah, that was our only time. I called him in the room though and let him hear a couple of tracks. When I started producing, like I did Snoop, and he gave me the same little head. Now he was a little rough on me though. He kind of looked at me like I was crazy, and I think he said, he's like, "Oh, okay, you a singer, right?" I was like,
"You only got one chance, right?"
Yeah, one chance, but that gave me that helped me out a lot as far as being a musician, because I vowed to myself that time to never, ever, ever, ever get caught up in that situation again. I said that caused me to listen to Spanish music. That caused me to listen to soundscapes. That caused me to listen to every other music I could find and become it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can sing country and western now. I can sing Mexican music, opera. Yeah, I got it now. And so shout out to Dr. Dre for doing that, because you know I'm that type of person. Once you get me once, I ain't gonna let that happen no more.
Do you know something about Devontae getting the credit on Right?
I don't know how that happened. I guess it sounds so good, you know, and they didn't I guess I didn't come up nowhere in they thoughts that Tyrone did this. I don't even know. I talked to Danny Boy about it, and I think Danny Boy was the same way. He didn't know that they put Devontae on credits either. Yeah, I was like a little upset though. Like I know it sound that good, but I need my shit. So is that a dude? Is that it on the questions?
Yeah, man, we really appreciate it. I mean, they got tons of questions, but we try to pick through them and pick the ones that we, think is a good one. But
Mexican. I would love to hear some Mexican. A Mexican song. Come on, Hurt. You got some Mexican songs.
Look, watch this. Look, hold on. Now I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but I'm gonna make it sound like I'm saying something. Puerto Rico cose por donde naco, por nacer no quiero no poder en color, cada fotejo de no canalo. Love it. I'm tweaking. I'll be tweaking, man.
Oh God! Well, you need to learn what you say. Right? You don't know what the hell you saying.
That's it, though, right? That was it, though, right?
So good. You're right. It's so good. Okay, let's do some country. Let me hear some country.
Okay. For real country style chicken a biscuit on the bread. Come on down and get some Tennessee fried. I'm telling you, that situation with Dr. Dre, it caused me to never ever. I don't give a fuck what kind of music they give me and say come up with some on here. I'ma do it. I can do it now. That would never happen again. And like I said, shout out to Dr. Dre because he did that.
I heard that.
Well, you learned well. I'm so proud of you.
Okay.
Thanks.
And I'm glad you still got love for me.
You talked to Daryl Harper lately?
Yeah, I will. All right. Harper, yeah, we talk. We still be talking to each other.
Yeah, he did an interview about a couple of weeks ago. He had nothing but high praises for you and the work that you did with him, you and him together. Nothing but high praises.
Yeah, I raised Daryl in that room.
Yeah, he pretty much said that. Yeah.
Daryl he came in with he was R&B, and he came in with, he was just pure R&B, like the beats, the way he put his drums together, everything. And with me, it was like, I never, like my mama used to tell me, don't teach people my dance moves because they'll use them against me. And I told her, if they use them against me, I'm gonna really do my thing to them. Then I'm gonna come up with some shit where it ain't gonna never work. So with Daryl, I started getting him drums, sounds, and I had to tell him like you got to use new snares, man. You use them old snares, so your whole song gonna sound, ancient.
Okay.
He would come to me sometimes. He would say, "Man, would you do the tracks do the drums on this song?" I would do the drums. I like to help people, man. I ain't greedy. You know what I'm saying? I love to give people opportunity, but the people who want me to help them, it's like they really have to sweat me. Like they really have to show me that they want it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when I take out some time and help them. That's how I did Daryl.
Oh, okay. Another one that really speaks highly of Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain really and the Realist. Those two, they always talk about you. Those two.
Yeah, I was about to work with the Realist. He was a cool person. His personality, we clicked, but Suge was on some, and this one, I never thought Suge would think like that. When he told me he sounded like Pac when I heard him, then I think we went to the studio together, matter of fact. And it was just too much Pac though. I felt that I was kind of
People have that issue, especially the people that were there pre pre Suge going to jail versus the people, after Suge, went to jail. So a lot of the people pre before Suge went to jail had major problems with the realist and the top dog guy.
I have met artists that want me to do beats, that paid me to do beats for them, and it didn't work because they would say, "Give me some of that Makaveli shit. Give me some of that pop shit." And people don't know we're all musicians, but me as a musician, when I created that shit for pop, every beat I made, I would either rap like him, or I would always say, for sure, I would always say, "Feel me," and if it marinated in the music like that, then I knew that all I need is for Pop to put that fucking voice on this shit. I knew that, you know what I'm saying? I forgot why I was saying that. But yeah.
I think he fucked with about six or seven of your songs, so you must have did something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Hail Mary, that was that one because, he didn't even have to change his voice to say la la da 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 da. He just said it, and it sounded like he's singing, but he was not singing. Yeah. That was a perfect. The song is made in his key. That's why everything. That's a hit song. Hit songs is when just everything sounds great. You know what I'm saying? The vocal sounds so good with the track. Yeah.
8519, and Bill, you can answer this, but I believe they named the green room because the carpet in there was green. Is that why y'all call it the green room?
Suge had that put in there. Suge started calling it. He said it was gonna be the money room.
Okay, that's what the reason. The money room.
Yeah. Suge stuck his head in there one day. He said, "Hey Tyrone, I see you work hard." He said, "I'm gonna get you a few more." He said, "I'm gonna get you a production deal and get you some more chips." I was like, "Cool, come on with it." Come on with it.
Okay. All right, well, cool. Cool. Well, Tyrone, we really appreciate you taking your time out of your schedule. Sorry about the mix-up with the time difference once again. Well, man, you knew how to do it. You and Shar Jones, y'all came on, and y'all, we didn't have to say nothing. You, Shar Jones, and Butch, y'all just talked.
Told you, Sharitha.
And just flew, and and knew how to do the interview. We didn't. I think you probably answered every question that they had just by you talking and stuff. So, man, we really appreciate it. You did a good job.
I'm experienced with this now.
Yeah.
I got to ask one last one, Reggie.
Okay, go ahead.
We always ask the guest. Did Tupac ever talk to you about, was he ever planning on leaving Death Row, or did you have any insight on what his plans were going forward?
No, not at all.
But you never heard him say that either. Or did you hear him say that? Yeah.
I didn't even hear it until it was done.
Until it was done? What you mean by that?
You said about Dr. Dre leaving?
No,
Tupac.
I was about to say.
No.
That last night with the guy dog.
I don't think he heard you. He didn't hear you.
I know. I got to plead it up to people because if not, they'll be using this as a soundbite. Tyrone Harper, the producer, said Tupac's still alive. We got to clear it up. We went through that all last night. So yeah. So you can
give us your contact information again before you exit.
Hold on. Would you please say that again, Tyrone? That Tupac was planning on leaving Death Row.
Did I hear that Tupac is planning on leaving Death Row?
Either yes or no.
No,
okay.
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead, Sharitha.
Okay, do you still think Pac is alive?
I plead the fifth.
Oh my God.
We're gonna hang up on you.
Oh my God.
We're gonna hang up on you. Give us your contact. Oh, you put it up there. Somebody put it up there.
You please.
You got it.
Please.
Were you in Vegas? Okay, let me ask you this. Were you in Vegas that night?
What you say?
Were you in Las Vegas that night when Pac got shot and killed? Or when he got shot?
I was there.
You was there. Were you
me and Danny Boy.
At the club.
Me and Danny Boy was we was following. No, we was not following the entourage. Me and Danny Boy was riding solo in a van, and we went right past the whole scene, man. And me and Danny Boy said, "Niggas acting crazy already. They can't wait." And we didn't even know who it was. Then we drove to 662, and we went inside. And like after we went inside, I believe it was like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Danny Boy come up on me and whispered in my ear and said, "Don't say nothing, but Suge and Danny Boy got shot." And Suge got hit in the head. And they don't.
You just said Suge and Danny Boy.
Huh? I said Suge and Danny Boy.
Danny Boy just got shot.
Yeah, Danny Boy told me that Suge and Tupac just got shot, and then he said he carried on and said Suge was hit in the head, and he said they don't think Tupac is going to make it. And at that moment, I was like, "Danny Boy, stop playing." He's like, "For real, for real." And my whole everything just fell to the floor, stomach, everything. Because I'm thinking, of course, I don't want nothing to happen to Tupac, but I'm also like, wow, this is what I get. Because, Tupac him and the Outlaws started calling me Makaveli. And they would say, "You got that Makaveli money yet?" And they would always say that when they see me. But yeah, man.
So what's your reason for saying you plead the fifth?
Because I'm not going to answer that question.
Did you go to the hospital to see Pop?
I ain't going to answer that question.
Okay. How many songs did you do with the Realist? Let's change this one.
See, 2 or 3, I want to say.
All right, thanks, Hurting Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for doing this for me. I appreciate it.
All right. Keep me informed on that, okay?
I will. I'll do that.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Reggie.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Bye.
The hell? What the hell you got me into, Sharitha Knight?
What did he plead the fifth? What did he plead the fifth on? I missed it.
You can't get mad because everybody has their own opinion, and the world is not based around what Reggie believes or what Reggie thinks or what Sharitha thinks. Everybody has their own opinion, whether it's unrealistic or not. I'll have to call him on the side to investigate that and answer that with you about that. But
I don't give a fuck what he thinks or what he thinks now.
I don't either. I don't either. It was a question. It was a question. I've never asked anybody that before, and I just somehow something told me to ask him that. So I asked him, and that's his opinion. And I don't know why he. Danny never said he was with him.
Danny Boy, Danny Boy said he was an entourage. Danny Boy said he.
See, this is why I'm saying you should have elaborated on that part.
Because we didn't lie. Danny done two or three different lies. We talked about that last night about Danny 2 or 3 different lies. So,
yeah.
We know Danny. We know caught Danny in like 2 or 3 lies about that. But everybody always want to put themselves more involved into that situation than they were. And it was obvious who was all in the entourage at the beating. Got the beat down inside the Vegas, inside the hotel. You can see everybody that was in the picture. Everybody else was told to meet him at the club. And Danny tells that story at one time. But, yeah.
Well,
John,
wait.
Yes.
Somebody said that I don't speak on Tupac, but I speak on everybody else. My time with Tupac was so short that I don't have a lot to speak on Tupac about. And the stuff that I did know with Tupac, I spoke on it already. Tupac's been in my house. Actually, I have a picture. It's so ironic. I have a picture, and I don't know if it was showed on one of the shows or not, at Tupac and some of the homies and my mom or my mom's friend in the background. I would have to really go pull it up to see. So that's why I can't say too much about Tupac because our time was very short. So I can't speak on it. And I didn't come around Tupac in the studio. I didn't hang out at the studio. I had my own office, so I didn't need to be at Death Row's office. So that's the logistics of me and Tupac. I love Tupac.
All right, cool. Well, John did. Well, we had an interview. So Face Mob. Well, let me text them.
Okay.
But anyway,
Let me see if I have that picture, because somebody asked me, can I post that picture? If I can find it real quick, I'll send it.
picture of what?
Of Tupac at my house.
Oh.
I don't know. I gotta find it. I done deleted so much stuff.
All right, John, go ahead. We're gonna play y'all unheard track by the Realist. So two of them. So John, so y'all can hear that.
Okay.
And then we're gonna call Face Mob, talk to him for a minute. So Face Mob, if you're on, we're gonna call you and talk to you, but let you talk for a minute and cue it up. But we're gonna have to do it another time unless you can get it John right quick in MP3 version.
Yeah, I'll just get it to him another time and have John just post it because.
Yeah, just email it to me and I'll post it.
So Face Mob, I'll be calling you in a second from a block number because I'm calling you from my home number. So, John, if you can go ahead and cue up the real song.
Okay. Yeah, I got it ready whenever.
If you can get us the music in MP3 form real quick, Face Mob.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up then.
Okay. Thank you, Sharitha.
People like talking to you. What you got something to do?
What you say, nigga?
I said, do you have something to do, or you can hang in there with us?
What are you guys gonna do? Play some music?
Yeah, that only takes like 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Baby, I'm really gonna get in my damn car.
Okay.
You are asking for it, yes.
Because I want you to stay on the line. That's a bad thing.
Well, you didn't say that. You was talking as if you guys I was exiting. So I'm just doing my part and getting off the phone, but I'll stay on. I don't have anything to do. My kids get used to this now.
That's all I ask you, bro.
Okay. All right, I got love for you. But you need to be popped.
Okay, so this one is
Go ahead.
the Realist is called Tonight We're Enemies, and it features Dub C and Sibo, but we're only going to play about 1.5 minutes of it, so it won't get into the other people's verses, but it'll play his first verse. You want me to go ahead and play it, or you want me to hold off for a minute?
This was a song that was played in the Unsolved when PPD and them when they did the drive-by on the Vegas Strip that they played in Unsolved.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this song. All right.
Okay. I'll play it now. Hold on. Okay. So that was that one.
Who's that?
The Realist.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. They're talking crazy on the board, but I always liked his music. Did you talk to your boy Reggie? Or is he talking to him? He might be talking to him now.
Oh, he went on another call.
Okay. Let's see. What can we ask? Oh yeah. Are you there?
Okay. Well, go ahead and play the other song.
Okay.
I'll send you a song from J Flex in a minute.
Okay. Let me cue up.
Tonight. About this one.
Okay.
I know the ones of y'all that like the Gorillas like the Gorillas. One of y'all don't. But you know, some of y'all do like the Gorillas, so that's why we play this stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and play the other one.
Okay. This one is just to set this up for you guys. It's written from Pac's perspective. It's called All Eyes on Me, and he's rapping it as if he were Tupac. So before you guys start talking crazy about it, here it is. Hold on. Okay. So that was that one. People like that one.
Like that beat on that one.
Yeah.
You know, that was a good beat.
Yeah.
I never listened to that one. I like that beat. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Anybody have any questions for Reggie and Sharitha? Or is he gonna come on? Reggie, you're the face mob guy?
I'm waiting. He's working.
Okay.
He's diligently working on it.
Okay.
In about 20 minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes, I'll get the MP3 for you. Get the MP3 for him. So just give me a few minutes, and I'll be sending you the Flex song in a minute, too.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to the board. So we just want to play a little music for y'all. What we'd like to do now.
No, I don't think you talk crazy. Oh, there you go. Darkness comes to light.
What happened?
He's talking about my
What
Prius. He's got to bring up the Prius. Alright. Somebody said, Sharitha, what's your favorite Tupac song?
Dear Mama.
Okay. Question for Sharitha. Have you ever thought of managing producers?
No, I don't discriminate for any management of any musical person. So I just didn't get any producers to come over. They're looking for management at the time.
Okay. Let's see. Sharitha, would you have dated Tupac back in the day?
No.
Okay.
No.
Somebody said Sharitha has the voice of a 21-year-old.
Oh, how cute. You know, and I hate my voice. Now, if I play this back and start listening to it, I can't listen to it. I sound horrible.
I think everybody's like that. I hate my voice more than anything. I can't even play back what we do.
Have a good, sexy voice.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't agree, but if you think so, then I'll go with that.
See, I think that's what everybody have a different opinion about themselves.
Yeah. I think when...
I'm looking at this picture, too. I'm really looking through my phone, and if it's not in my phone, I would have to go dig out some stuff. I gave it to somebody. I sent it to someone before. I keep seeing pictures that I'm not looking for, but...
There's no rush. If you find it, we'll put it on the next stream or something like that. So don't feel like you have to rush to find it. They just love seeing pictures they haven't seen before, so.
I know, and I try to hold some back. And, you know, I just looked at a black and white picture of Jewel and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Suge and Tracy Edmonds.
Do you remember Jewel's publicity photo in 95, 96 when it was a black and white photo? She was on like the train tracks. She had like a leather coat on. Do you remember that one?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I didn't think you know, Reggie always says if she would have gotten in shape. I thought she looked like she was in shape in that photo. Okay. Let's see.
It might have been the day after the damn surgery or something.
I was waiting for you to chime in.
Everybody's not meant to be skinny.
I'm gonna be a waitress.
That's why they have surgery. They have surgery for that.
We did that. He went and ate chicken the day afterwards.
What?
One bucket of KFC.
Oh, God. See, Reggie? See? Here you go. Stop.
Am I mine? I'm mine, I'm blind. You never heard that story?
I'm not even going to comment with you. I plead the fifth. That is a good one.
I just said a Jake Flex on what would you?
Oh, okay.
I was trying to wait on now.
Let me grab
I was
this.
trying to wait on now. My boy say smile. We're going to play the J Plex new song. Now tell me what y'all think of this.
Okay, 1 second.
Somebody want to know what car I was driving in 96? 96. What car was I driving?
Porsche. You had a Porsche. Did you have the vet? Did you ever have the vet, the black vet that Norris started driving?
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, you had the black vet. The Porsche you had.
Yeah.
You had the Montero.
I did have the Montero. I had a green Mercedes.
Green Mercedes. That was old though. Yeah, that was like 93, 94, didn't you?
Yeah, I had it when yeah, that was like 93 to 94 probably. I think that was after Arian was born. I'm cool with Snoop. Snoop's not cool with Sharitha. It's no artist on death row that I dislike. So whether they dislike me or not, I can't answer that. Between everybody that was a part of death row, I tried to be respectful to everybody that was respectful to me. So I don't have any problem. Me and Snoop did have our own personal problems. Sometimes, well, one or two times he was kind of disrespectful, and then he had to get checked on that. But other than that, I have no problem with Snoop, regardless. This is 20 years ago. Snoop needs to grow up as far as I'm concerned. I have no problems with Snoop or Dash. Although Corrupt is my favorite.
Okay. That's cool. Yep. Want to take over for a minute? John got to do some work for a minute.
Do you want me to play the Jake Flex song real quick before I...
Yeah, play that
Okay,
for me.
let me play this real quick. This is called Theme Song. So, hold on 1 second.
Bringing in the raw Puerto Rico, y'all. In the Dodge, stuck in the Dodge in the Rico law. And I'm always poised to destroy decoys. And my stick got a kick like Bruce Leroy. Catch me out in the hood giving out free toys. So Rock Mango got my head spinning like B-boys. Young guy said, Flex, you remember me? Yeah, you the one with the ass I grew your remedy. L. Ron Hubbard went to the cupboard, start a little cult of his own. Where you can pick and choose, Travolta, Tom Cruise, but you never turn me into a clone. Rolling in the Rome, spray AKs like cologne. Pocket stocky rings, rocky like Stallone. This one you can drink to a skin to it. And when you walking down the street, this the theme music. This one here's my theme song. The shit get lit every time it come on. Like, yeah, that's my shit. Yeah, that's my shit. Yeah, that's my shit. Yeah, that's my shit. This one disrespect, bro. Is that your
Okay, Reggie, I'll be back.
Okay.
You can take over? You and Sharitha take
Yeah,
over?
I'll take over from you.
Okay.
Yeah. How long you gonna be gone?
Just a couple of minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, here, Reggie, I'm going to send this picture to you. You can send it to John.
Okay.
I almost missed it. I know it's another one.
Y'all didn't like Jay Flex song, huh?
I didn't really care for that.
I wasn't talking to him this night. Yeah.
Well, am I not included in this? Do I need to go on the board?
Yeah, go ahead. I was just, you said, I wasn't listening. Let's see. What's that with him? Oh, I see.
Here, I'm going to answer some of these questions. There's always come up with Snoop. Everybody thinks they was robbed on death row. I don't know how many times I can keep explaining this, but people was paid privately, not with a check. They were giving cash, lots of cash at times, when they needed down payments for a new car or anything they wanted, they got it. And what the artists didn't realize, that everything is recoupable. And death row was so unprofessional with the money handling of the artist, because I didn't think Suge thought that would backfire on him for being loyal to the artist, just by thinking, like I said before, we were all family. And if I owe you money and every time I see you, I'm giving you some money, like, here, dog, take this. You don't calculate into that $1,000 I owed you a long time ago, because I didn't give you the $1,000 at one time. But yet you've gotten 200 here, 500 here, another 100 there. So you lose track of how much money you've gotten. And I was always the one telling my artists, my clients, don't take money. Get a check. So you can calculate it. Copy the check every time you got a check. They did so much behind my back that what could I do? So as far as Snoop didn't get his money or whatever, you guys need to stop with that one.
No, Snoop was well paid then. And
the Snoop was well.
If y'all even just do the math, if Snoop sold, let's say,
get through Snoop's case. Get through how much was spent on Snoop's case alone. Snoop had to be responsible for everybody's attorney's fees that was charged in that case. Not just Snoop's attorney fees. Everybody that was charged in that case was charged back to Snoop. Snoop knew that. He was in agreement to that. So he didn't ever calculate that murder case. He's never, ever calculated that murder case in anything from any royalty, any payment. He's never calculated that. And that was millions in itself.
And let me just say this. Snoop was fine with his departure. When he got his $1 million exit and his release, him and his attorney was great with that, and they were cool with the accounting and everything. And so we didn't have no problem with Snoop after he left. So I never heard that Snoop was complaining that he was robbed or anything like that. The only one that was that the community set up because of a lawsuit was because of Tupac. But that all got worked out. And we continue doing business together, and they still doing business with the people that currently own Death Row. So everybody's happy. So that's not what the issue is. If we would have had a royalty department, which Sharitha was referring to as being unprofessional, most of the people probably wouldn't have got as much money as they gotten. We are talking about people that just appeared on albums and stuff like that, like Danny Boy and that, is usually called a favor for a favor. You appear on my album, I appear on yours. And that's how that generally goes. Only thing that you would be probably entitled to would be the writing and the credit on the songs, but Pac pretty much did most of the writing on the songs. He just told them how he wanted them to sing or what lyrics that he wanted to sing, because he pretty much almost already had it done. And so people like that, the Raisins and all of that, those people didn't do any albums that did anything. And these were people, household names and stuff, that never really put an album out on Death Row. The only people that really put an album out on Death Row was the Dog Pound, Snoop, Tupac. Everybody else just did soundtracks or guest appearance on other people's albums. And those are people that's responsible for paying the artist. Or they did a favor for a favor, which was generally what it was. You appeared on mine, I appeared on yours. Okay, and Dre. You know, not about Dre, but Dre's happy. Dre went on, he left. He left the company.
They got paid big time.
Yeah, he was getting paid good money, so.
And
So there's no argument about whether the people was cheated or was not paid. All it was is the county wasn't done correctly, but everybody's pretty much happy or satisfied. If there's other people's families and stuff like that maybe feel that things wasn't done right or wasn't done, and I'm not talking about the estate, because I believe the estate is happy. I was talking about, maybe Bass or Corrupt or maybe, Nate Dogg's family or something like that. But he was sold. He signed off on everything. We sold him for $500,000, the breakaway. And he signed off, on everything, and then he was fine. So.
And that's what people don't get either. A lot of these artists signed off and got paid, and so they're not due anything. And, okay, what was this question? I keep hoping Buntry, Heron, and I want to say you talking about Timothy. Buntry was my favorite. If I had to pick one of the homies that was my favorite, it was Buntry. I was at Death Row's office one day, and we were sitting in the hallway or something. We always talk. Like I said, he was always my favorite. And he was like, I didn't know everybody was looking at me and Suge's marriage as something for them to want to get married for. And Buntry came and sat by me. He was like, Sharitha, you so cool. I said, what are you talking about? He said, see, if I could meet a woman like you, I get married. What are you talking about? What have I done? He was like, you don't even trip off of Suge. You just let him do whatever. And he come on. I said, what? Is that what Suge tell you guys? Buntry thought that.
I'm about to say, from 92, 93, I can show you some paperwork that's different. 92.
See, you need to shut your ass up and let me tell my story sometime. I didn't give you a year when it happened.
I know a year.
Because I'm bad on years. So thank you for divorcing me, Reggie. Thank you. However, I had to explain to Buntry that me and Suge didn't live together. And although Suge used to tell people, I'll see you at home. And I used to laugh because Suge wouldn't see me at home. He lived wherever he lived, and I lived where I lived. So Buntry always thought that he was going home to me, and he wasn't. So I had to explain it to him. He was like, you lying. I was like, no. He was like, oh, man, he's been lying. And I was like, oh, yeah, your boy's been lying. So Heron, nothing too much about Heron. I want to say Heron was quiet. Timothy was young, so I didn't have much conversation with him. The only one I ever got into it with was Lip, and I never hear you guys talking about Lip. Other than that, I've never had any beef with anybody, although Suge and Reggie tried to stick the homies on me before. They wasn't having it, I wasn't having it.
It wasn't you, it was
Yeah, you were. It was still me.
stick the homies.
Shut up. It was still me. It's my story, Reggie. You can't keep changing everybody's story.
You can't.
Your version.
I'm going to tell the truth.
It is the truth.
What happened?
Reggie, you've done some out-of-line foul stuff. And this is when, you guys, I know I defend Reggie because as far as Death Row business was concerned, Reggie handled it very well. But personally, Reggie got into personal people's business affairs that Reggie should not have been a part of. Reggie should have never been a part of me and Suge relationships at all. And that's how I see that part.
Who was going to take care of this shit when he was in jail? Who was going to do it?
I don't know. It'd still probably be existing if he would have did what he should have done.
Give it to you. Give it to you.
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
you know that. Yeah, right. You know better.
Then you got married, then he divorced you, and then somebody else's family have the shit. No, that was not happening.
No, first of all, I wasn't even married then, so come on, Ray, stop.
All right.
Let's see. What else?
Kevin,
if I had the money, if
you that stupid to think that's the real Kevin Hackey, then God dog, you about as crazy as those people that was over here from Lay Legend's family yesterday. That is not Kevin Hackey.
Would I bail Suge out? Yes, I would. Honestly, I really would. I don't think this is something Suge is guilty of. I've watched it, the video with my daughter. We've discussed it. I pointed out certain things with her. This is not one of the things he should be in jail for.
That's true.
Yes, I went to the hospital to see Tupac. I could see you guys didn't listen to my interview. No, I didn't know Monkey Man. I don't think so.
That's G. They call him.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. I didn't know him as Monkey Man.
Nah, I keep telling them that, but they keep calling him that. I never heard that.
Yes, I could be friends with Reggie still afterwards because, in all fairness, Reggie would warn me before anything happened.
Exactly. I told you he wasn't.
So I'm going to tell the truth on it. Reggie would call me and say, Sharitha, I got to do this. Don't get mad. You know, he's saying do this. And, you know, Reggie always warned me. And trust me, Reggie always got cussed out for it, too. So Reggie was wrong for going through it, but I understand Reggie had a job to do, and he did his job. Did he do it well personally? No. Businessly? Yes.
Ain't that never happened, so yeah.
I don't care. You still was fucked up for some of the stuff, Reggie, so stop. You know.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Don't let me get this started about the girlfriends you can send to my house and all the other stuff. Don't let me get to telling them everything. Yes, I still love Suge. I will always love Suge. I'm not in love with Suge.
Nobody to you how
you did. Mhm. Yeah, they were girlfriends was walking around here with their face with my name on their ID. So yeah, you knew all about that too. I'm gonna tell all y'all that.
That part I didn't know about. You know that.
Yeah, you knew. Mm-hmm. You still friends. Reggie co-mingle between everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna beat Reggie up one day and videotape it.
I'm only friend with two of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What else y'all want to know? I'm trying to get all you guys.
The last thing that's changed big time. We just do that because we just put the Sharitha Knight up there just before the clickbait. That's the only reason we do that.
Golden is my maiden name, but no different. And everybody I would run into still call me Miss Knight. One of my AKAs is always going to be Knight. So Sharitha Knight is more so sometimes I laugh when I see it because they put it up there so you guys will know exactly who I am, because a lot of people never heard of me before. But to answer this question, when did I stop managing people? I got a call from Joelle, and she told me that Suge told her and a lot of other artists that if they continue to fuck with me, that he'll make sure they didn't have a career. So I walked away from everyone. On that note, I was not going to have everybody's career ended because Suge jealous.
Why y'all think Suge did that, y'all? Why y'all think Suge did that?
That's jealous.
Exactly. I try to tell y'all, but y'all think, so he's jealous, he's that jealous where he's going to have his artists and shut down her management company, but he's going to allow me to hire her boyfriend or the guy and his friends to work for me and be hanging out at parties with us.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Kevin Gaines did not know Suge Knight until one night in Vegas. Kevin has never, he couldn't even pick a picture of Reggie out of a lineup and tell me that was Reggie. I would never disrespect anyone to even know my private stuff going on, because Suge and I had an agreement. We had an understanding. Well, I think his was a little different than mine, but I would never disrespect him as long as we were still legally married. I tried to keep my personal life away from death row. I might have gotten a little bit out of line by hiring him and some other cops to do Snoop's private affair, and I just never personally would I have done that. This was Snoop's private life. So I have a thing where I can distinguish between business and private stuff. That was Snoop's private stuff. It had nothing to do with death row. I don't know why everybody. It was one time. It was one time only, and it was at a reunion. And I want to say, I don't even think Kevin even did it. He gave his friends up for it. I don't even think he was. He might have showed up, but I don't even. I want to say Kevin did not get paid for that. His friends did.
And do you know if one of them was Rafael Perez or David Mack? Or?
I couldn't pick out a Rafael Perez or what David, who was the other Mackey, whoever that is. I have no idea. I've never heard Kevin mention these guys' names ever. I met every partner, every friend, which was limited, that Kevin had. And it was not neither one of those men.
Dre, I have to refer music stuff to John. I really don't know about music stuff too much, man. So when John come back on, we can ask him that question. Okay, the Philomel Michelle. So these are the people that never listen to my interview. No, but there's a lot of these people just coming over, so that's why we have to.
And that's fine. That's why I'm answering it. My feelings towards Michelle is, let me get it right. I believe her and I were friends, and very good friends. Like I said, we celebrated our birthdays. We celebrated our kids' birthdays. We celebrated Christmas. And what I mean by that is we exchanged gifts with each other. So she never once ever told me that Suge and her, or Suge tried to talk to her. Never once mentioned that to me ever until way, way down the line when I said, I cannot believe you stabbed me in my back and you're supposed to be my girl, and you trying to talk to my husband, my ex-husband, or I don't know if we was married or not married at the time, so I can't say which one it was. But however, that's like bro code. That's girl code. Suge should have been off limits regardless of Suge and I divorced or whatever, or I was with somebody else, or however that went. She knew that. I would never, ever talk to Dre. And she knew that. But like I said, I got Jesus, and I will forgive her. I don't even hate her no more after doing some of these interviews and talking about it and listening to myself. I don't even have the hatred for her no more, because I had to understand why she did it. It was business. She was broke, and Suge was the loan officer, and I'm going to call it what it is. And I used to talk to Suge about her all the time, and I used to tell him, I said, Suge, of all the people you can pick to mess with, why are you picking her? When you're broke, watch how fast she run from you. And the minute the bankruptcy happened, that's what she did. He did come back and say, yeah, you told me what she was going to do. And then, she was trying to divorce him. He told me about that. He was like, you know that girl trying to divorce me? I ain't signing no papers to divorce her, because I ain't never married her. And if I signed the paper, that means I married her. I'm admitting it. So the only way I came out with people knowing I disliked her was because she started saying stuff like, I didn't know he was married, on her little show she did, him and her in the bed. And that's bull crap. I was knowing her way before her and Dre even broke up. So problems with her.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I hope that clear that up.
Try to do that. Come on, Rick James, stop being naive. You know that's not Kevin Hackett. That's you and him playing together. So stop acting that, Rick. You'll be pretty cool, but you want to buy into that bullshit, go ahead.
Oh, I do like All Eyes on Me, by the way. No, Kevin was not trying to act hard. That was somebody that portrayed Kevin. A writer wrote that like that. I don't think if you asked Kevin to throw up a gang sign, he couldn't throw up a gang sign. Kevin was big on being a cop. He was a nerdy kind of guy. He was an only child. He had 2 daughters. So no, how they portrayed him to be a gang member, no. And if you ever research Lyda, he actually finally got fired because he told the truth for once about what he did and how he killed Kevin.
Well, I think the correct thing, I think they forced him to resign or retire.
Well, whatever, same difference. He didn't get paid. Where did men should got married in Vegas. Nobody knew he was married for a whole year, actually.
What up, 313 Live Show? We wanted to let you know what's up, Sharitha.
Hey!
Tavo, what's up, baby? Appreciate you for last night. Thanks, man.
No, I'm not interested in Snoop. Never was, never will be. You guys, come on.
You know, Reggie, you don't like Kevin Hackey. No, I don't have any respect for Kevin Hackey. But if that was Kevin Hackey, I would gladly let him come on because I have a lot of questions for him. But it's going, he wrote an email to us that's out there about a month and a half ago. We want to get updated on Kevin Hackey's position. He pretty much put a lot of it in there. So
I don't know. I can't even answer. I don't know Kevin Hackey either. No, Michelle movie was not accurate as far as even Suge's part was in there. No, that wasn't accurate. But that's her version, and that's the writers who wrote that. So, you know, if I ever do a movie, would they do it correctly? Probably not. You got to have some drama and everything, like people will not be interested in it. But in the real truth stories, the drama is already naturally there, and that's what people don't understand. They didn't have to. They needed the drama added. Suge's been portrayed as a villain in everybody's movie I've ever seen, and that wasn't Suge that they portrayed then. That stuff did not happen. Even in Straight Outta Compton, that did not happen like that. Did not happen. Now, the only thing is in her movie that I thought maybe was true about Suge, that in the rain, Suge probably brung her and her kids some food or whatever, because he did that to everybody.
And like I always tell y'all, you know, everything is not a lie, but a lot of it's not a truth. You know, you got to read through the bullshit sometimes. So, you know.
They do.
Yeah,
you know, but you know, a lot of you guys, I understand, are under a certain age group. You're my kids' age group, and you can't even begin to understand the story because we didn't have all this social media back then. It wasn't like this. Now everybody's going digging up stuff and coming up with their own versions of everything. Just no different than tonight. Heard them bad. He pleaded the fifth. You guys go add some stuff into that one forever. We're not going to forget that. But that's his version. You guys got to understand, everybody have an opinion. Everybody have a version. I'm not saying yours is right and mine is better than yours. It's your opinion. It's your thought. And when you make movies or anything else, you have creative writers. They change what you say. You could say it 100 ways, and they're going to put it the way they see it. So, you know, I have to learn not to knock somebody else's version, although it is untrue. And if it was truthful and they told it right, I would be more than happy to say, oh, yeah, that did happen like that. But none of that stuff happened like that. And that's why I'm really disappointed in Michelle, because she would be homeless, and I believe she was homeless at one point, but she would really be homeless if it wasn't for Dre or Suge. And for her to do some of the things she did. She was right for the portrayal of Dre. Dre was an abusive man to her. I've witnessed that for a fact. But some things you shouldn't even say. You should have said it 50 years ago. I don't have a favorite pop movie.
Mm-hmm.
I answered what I think about Michelle's Lifetime. I thought it could have been. I like Lifetime, and it was a good Lifetime story, not a real story. It was a good Lifetime story. I didn't like her narrating it because I hate her voice, but it was a good Lifetime story. Okay, let's see what else. Because John is gone. He is MIA. Let's see, Sharitha, are you retired? Yes, I've been retired. I get a lot of phone calls. Some old people come back and ask me to do certain deals when they get phone calls to do certain things. I'll negotiate a deal for them, but I keep trying to tell them how to do it themselves, and they don't need anybody to do it for them. I try to teach people how to self-manage. If you're not a big artist where you need somebody to help you manage yourself, your life, then you can do it all on your own. I'm trying to catch up to the questions. That I was.
Did you know Tamika? Tamika Wright, is your baby mom or wife?
The only person, no, I didn't know her. I only knew Ice Cube's wife. And I didn't know, let me change that. I met her, and only because I had an artist on Cube's label.
On Cube's label?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Tamika, right? We're talking about Eric Evie.
I said I didn't know her. The only baby mama wife I knew was her.
I see. Caution. You're talking about Caution.
Yes.
Caution.
I don't know how many kids Suge have. I have no idea. J Ma'am, hello. I don't know anything about and it's not it's the Ladies of Death Row reality show coming. I have no idea. I'm not a part of that. Stop. I don't know if I have a favorite restaurant at this point. I used to love when me and Suge was together. It was what was the Blue Whale? Was it called the Blue Whale? Or do you remember the one in on Lincoln? The what?
I thought that's someone from Marina Del Rey.
It was in on Lincoln in Washington. It was like, I used to love that one. That was my favorite. That's when I started liking seafood. But I did like Monty's in California. But I'm a simple girl. I like the Cheesecake Factory.
You ever go to Grand Lux?
Yes, I do. Oh, that's one of my favorites, too. I do like that. I only eat appetizers. I've never actually eaten a real meal from there, just the appetizers. I can't get past the appetizers. I don't know what that means. I'm 50 years old. I'm not ashamed of my age. And I'm not ashamed of it because my mother was never ashamed of her age. And I never even envisioned myself past 30. And I'm surprised Suge is 53. Trust me, I never envisioned us past 30. I don't listen to rap only when my kids are in the car because that's the crap they listen to. So I have to ask them about new rappers. I always have to, and it's not crap, I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to characterize it like that because there is some good stuff out there. And I always have to ask my kids, who is that? Who is this? I heard this song and I really like this song. Who sings that? And they'll tell me. So do I turn rap on anymore? No, I don't.
That's why Gladstone's about to close. I see Big Time said he likes Gladstone's, and just for you guys, if you ever come to Cali, California, out in a city called I think it's Woodland Hills. There's a Monty Steakhouse out there, and the owner that was not the one in Westwood. We used to always go there. He's still there. Yeah, so you'll have some of the best lobsters and crab legs you ever taste. It's a little pricey, so make sure you bring a couple of $100 with you.
Oh, what? Gladstone? Oh, I used to actually.
That's the Monty's.
Monty's? Is Monty's still there?
Yeah, in Westwood now. I mean, not Westwood. In Woodland Hills.
Oh, it's in Woodland Hills now. Oh man, before I come there, I'm gonna have to go there. I used to love that place.
Yeah. And the owner's still there.
Really?
He still walk around, talk to everybody and everything.
Big Time. She said should have smacked her. Who said? Who is she said?
You might be talking.
Okay. I'm trying to catch up to the question. Sharitha, did you like
Whiskey to Die? Yeah, you be listening. That was at first when I first started going to Monty's. I used to order the chicken shop. So somebody told me, nigga, try the crab legs or the lobster.
Yeah. Oh, see, I can eat like maybe 3 shrimp. I'm not a shrimp person, but I did get into lobster and crab legs. Reggie, you should get your girl Michelle on here.
Michelle fucking leg. Michelle fucking leg. That's what my girl Teresa Swan called her. Michelle.
Would you?
Goddamn Michelle fucking leg. Crooked nose. Y'all look at her nose. Y'all ever notice how crooked her nose is? She doesn't have so many bad nose jobs. It's funny.
I didn't tell you I had a death row plaque. I did have some death row plaques. I don't have that stuff anymore. I know somebody might have.
Look at mine right now.
From the Compton. I haven't been in, but I'll tell you what. Vegas have wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, I met DMX, Nate the Great. Matter of fact, I wanted to deliver in the car, the lowrider. I had kind of cleaned up and sold Def Jam a car for him. That was one of Shiv's cars. So that's how the realest met him. He took with me to the video shoot. Well, actually, it was a photo shoot. They did all that blood on the photo.
I don't know why Mob James is so bitter. Reggie can answer that. I didn't have conversations with Mob James. Should propose to me. I told that story. You guys, let's see who I told it to. Maybe on 313. You guys got to go look at that. Listen to that. What's on street?
Not that Mob James bitter. He's just opinionated, and y'all not used to people talking like that. But I wouldn't call him bitter. That's just his opinion. But, you know, a lot of the people, when you start off something, you think you should be more a part of things than you are. You know, he was gone. Just more the Buntry personality than to Mob James. So that's what we cultivated. K-Dell was on. Matter of fact, K-Dell was on the first stream that we ever did. So K-Dell, go listen to the very, very first live stream we did. K-Dell was on. You know, Big Time, he said because he lost his brother. No, Mob James was like that before he lost Buntry. That was just his act. Yeah.
RBX. RBX was there for a little while. I like RBX. His time was so little that I never really got to interact that much with RBX. My relationship with Dre was really good. Yeah, Suge paid child support when he went mad. Yes, I like him up. Hi, Lee. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, and thank you for saying Happy Mother's Day to me. I appreciate it. No, I didn't grow up in mob territory. I'm not going to, well, let's see. I grew up across the street from Washington High School, so that would be Hoover Crips. Let's see. Share the money. I don't think Dre. I don't feel Dre owes Suge money. I do think Suge should have gotten paid out of his portrayal and Straight Outta Compton. No, I've never dated a younger guy. Happy birthday, R. Mitchell. Ooh, what else? I sent the picture to Reggie. That's Reggie to give it to John.
Yeah, I gave it to John, but it's not going to come up until later. John's gone. John had to go to work.
Oh. I don't think nothing of Jodicus. Cookie dough. Okay, 313. Oh, goodness. Oh, God.
What up, Jersey Deep? Jersey Deep in the house. He boycotted us last night, but he's back. I'm glad you're back, Jersey Deep. We missed you. Lay Legend, what's up? Let's say Jersey D and Lay Legend name at the same time. Oh, boy, I'm getting trouble.
Oh, Lay Legend, he was in a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
He was on the board a long time ago. Hours ago.
Yeah.
I've never dated a white man. I don't discriminate. I just like for us to know each other's culture.
You're married to one, according to that.
I am. I did not marry a white man.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you would have called him a Mexican, I would say okay to that. But a white man, he's not.
Yes, I remember Dad came to the prison. Dad said, "She got a white man."
No, I don't have. He's from New Orleans. If I had to choose when I was introduced to him, I did say, "Oh, I don't," he Mexican. We can't talk. But he not. His birth certificate say Negro. I'm trying to catch up to you guys. Oh, God, you guys. It's so fast.
We talked about it on an earlier screen, so you can go read about that and talk about that on one of the streams we talked about.
How do I feel about Tammy Hawkins?
Come on, Street.
I plead the fifth. I've been a towel in Las Vegas. I try to stay away from the Strip as much as I can. I like to support the locals here so they could stay in business, because we all migrate to the Strip all the time and to the restaurants in the Strip. So they get more and more restaurants off the Strip in Vegas. When I first moved, well, this is the second time I've been here, it was none of this stuff. And when I moved in my community, nothing was. It ended. It was a dirt road, and everything is now being built up. And restaurant change here in Vegas come and go so quick because nobody are going into the local restaurant. The highest point of death row. Oh. I think the highest point of death row, Reggie, you might can correct me on I'm not even going to say a year, but when they moved on San Vicente.
Highest point? That was a low point.
No, in the beginning it was a high point there.
No.
It was a high point.
The high point was right around the time when murder was the case was going on.
Well, yeah, that was that. See, I feel some struggle. You don't feel the struggle. It was some struggle there.
Well, not once when those kids came out, because Doggy Style just came.
Yeah, I guess when we moved out of when we moved out of the Solar building and into the office across the street from Interscope, that's when the high of death row started.
Correct. No, Doggy Style, it was the case time.
Yes, Suge and I were. I don't know. I was about to lie, and I don't know. Play for the Rams. I'm trying to think when he played for the Rams when we married. I want to say. I want to say no. I want to say no to that question. I do not have a death row chain. My daughter does. I that's not something that jewelry I would wear.
She got a big old tattoo that she'll go on a picture on her back.
No, it's on my ass, Reggie. And guys, that's a real joke. I don't have one single tattoo. Oh, yeah. Not one tattoo. Yes, I've witnessed RBX and Suge bumping heads.
Arguing, not fighting.
No, not fighting. Oh, God, because the question on here was bumping heads.
Well, that's what bumping heads fight.
Oh, well, no. They were, they argued.
But he got sold, or not sold. Still got an override on him. He never came out death row on the album. He came out, still got an override on.
Oh, MC Hammer. I haven't talked to Hammer in such a long time, but I think I was living here a year or two, and I was at a movie theater, and this man kind of grabbed my hand, and I didn't know who he was. It was Louis Burrell, which was Hammer's brother. And he was like, Sharitha, you don't know who I am? And I was like, oh, okay. So, and I have not seen him in Vegas since. So I haven't seen Hammer or talked to Hammer in a long time. No, I don't have any sons, which I told you guys that. I'm not going to answer that. God, you guys stop with this Sharitha and Reggie crap. Reggie's like my big brother.
For me.
And it's so funny somebody asked me that. What did you just say, smart ass? What did you just say? Don't let me have to have somebody write it on the board. What did you just say? Yeah, you keep that shit to yourself. Anyway, I even asked Greg if somebody was going to play me, let it be my daughter. And if I ever do a movie and there's a young version of me, I would love for it to be my daughter, because she's probably the only person that could literally play me correctly.
Yeah, we're about to end it big time, so you don't have to worry. We'll be ending this shortly. We're going to finish it about definitely before 10 our time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go spend some time. My son just walked in the store. I just moved him this morning out of his dorm room, so he's home for a minute.
Yeah.
No, Suge didn't stop football because of injuries. Not at all. I believe Suge really, really and truly wanted to be a football player. He loved that game. What would I date an ace? You guys are funny.
Since you're divorced.
That's funny. Yes, I do like Roscoe's, and that's my son's favorite freaking place. Every time he goes to California, I think he eats there every day. It ain't that good. But I do try to go there every time because my kids always want to go there.
Who do you think Kevin Hackey is, lay legend? Who was that motherfucker? I wish I knew who he was. Somebody want to be another man. You know how somebody can portray to be another man.
Yeah. Sharitha, have you ever considered someone? Yes, I would take a position if, okay, let me say what the question says. It says, Sharitha, have you ever considered that someone might want you on death row because your name is legacy for the company? Would you take a position? Yes, I would. I would love to get away from my kids because they think they could just run me. Mom, we need this, we need that, come do this, come do that. They just think everybody owns me to do their chores, their bidding. So I would love to get away from my kids for a minute. So yes, I've thought about that a lot. I'm trying to put together some stuff that will keep me busy again. I don't want to die early.
Big kind, come on, big kind. That's not the.
That's a Reggie question. Is it true that Bunchy and Neckbone had their cars shot up? I don't know. I don't know about any of that unless I get a phone call. You know, and I really want people to understand that I don't look at all the YouTube postings and interviews that different artists have done before, because sometimes I get mad at what they say. And if I do know their numbers, I do try to call them and talk to them, like I did talk to Jewel about some of her interview, and she understood some of my points. I talked to Reggie about when he first started doing interviews, and we're so mad, but we're all mad at different things, and we let it express on interviews without thinking. And you can't take everything someone say in an interview literally, because you got to understand where their heart is at the time. So would they change their view if they were happy? They might. I think Jewel was the most unappreciated person on death row, but she knows that was because of herself. Okay, we got a little bit more time left, and I'm going to exit. Leo, hello.
Yep.
Do I have any comments on R. Kelly? I don't know R. Kelly, so I don't have any comments on the... I'm not even going to say that. That's not for me to say. I have no comments on him. I'm slow with the questions because I'm trying to read them and decipher between them. And I don't have on my glasses. I just told you I was 50. So excuse me for going slower than you want me to go. No, I'm not open to having more kids. I hate kids. I hate them.
That's because you spoil them.
You're right. Oh, I hate them. I hate them.
I don't know this about Sharitha, but she takes care of a 42-year-old handicapped girl. She raised a baby. She raised a little boy that was born addicted. And so, this is just the type of heart that she has.
I can cook my ass off. When I'm cooking for somebody, when my kids, they used to get mad at me. They don't understand. When you have 4 kids in a house, that sometimes you can't cook a gourmet meal like they want. So I used to give my kids a hamburger helper, and my son, he's older now, so that's what he talks about. Oh, he feeds me no hamburger helper, so I'm not allowed to buy a hamburger helper in my house anymore because they're grown. And so you try pleasing. One don't eat hamburger meat. One don't eat this. It's a mess in here. And sometimes I've gotten caught up with getting take out for somebody else, cooking somebody else one meal and cooking another person another meal. So everybody in this house is full but myself.
Yeah, Jeremy, Alexander, I still go back to Compton. My grandmother lives there. So, matter of fact, I'll be going there to hang out with moms and her. My mama don't live in Compton, but that's where she'll be. So I'll be hanging out with them this weekend in Compton. Well, actually, it was Sunday. So, yeah.
No, Reggie don't have no game. I don't know, Reggie, please. I don't know about Reggie's game anyway, but if I had to say if he had some or not, no, his ass don't have no game.
Yeah, I'll tell her about her. She knows about her.
Oh, stop talking about my cousin. Would you stop talking about my cousin?
Well, you talking about I ain't got no game. If that wasn't game, none of those niggas would have particularly.
Okay, well, okay. Since you keep throwing that in my face, she thought you had some game, but she's a little timid, quiet person too. So.
Yeah, but she used to come to church just to hook up. Daddy, I'm going to church. I'm at the bus stop. Boy, I used to love me. She was. My thoughts on Kanye.
I think Kanye is sick. I think Kanye needs some help. But I also think Kanye's good at promoting himself and getting attention, and he knows exactly where to get it, no different than dads know where to get it. If you're a smart artist, you know exactly how to get attention when you're coming out with a new album. But I do think he's kind of sick.
Oh yeah, y'all don't pump that shit up with late legend about hurt him bad. He did not say Tupac was alive, so don't even start that lie. That is not what he said. And anyway, he wouldn't know. How would he know? If he was or wasn't. But that is not what he said, so don't start that. Get late legend all pumped up.
I know. I'm sorry. I even that rolled out my mouth. But that's his opinion. You know, I really did appreciate Hurdom coming on. I guess him and Reggie had some kind of little thing between each other, and he did it for me. And I really, this is what I'm talking about with the loyalty of everybody. He's just one of those people. Dewell is one of those people. Corrupt is one of those persons. It warms my heart to know that if I picked up a phone or if they called me, would I help them? Yes. I don't know if you guys watch Star. However, the black girl on there is my old client's daughter. And I just love seeing her because she looks just like her dad. You know, I haven't cooked pork and beans and hot dogs, and my mother used to give me that, and I hated it. So I don't cook. My kids have never had pork and beans and hot dogs.
That is a poor man meal.
Well, I can't say that because we eat noodles, and my kids love noodles. So, you know, pork and beans and hot dogs.
But yeah, it's a poor man meal. Pork and beans and hot dogs.
Yeah, it's, you know, that's not one of my thing, and I don't eat pork anymore. I haven't eaten pork in over 5 years now. And don't get me wrong, I don't have nothing against no pork. My youngest one decided she wanted to become a vegetarian after being at a New Year's Eve party, and she talked to a nutritionist, and this lady convinced her that she needed to be a vegetarian, and you're talking about when she was like 12 or something like that. So whatever my kids decide to do, I have to be supportive to that. So when she decided that she was going to do this, I decided, okay, well, nobody in the house ain't going to do it with her. So I had to do it with her. And ever since then, we stopped eating beef and pork and chicken at first, too. She stopped eating all that. But I had to explain to her what a vegetarian was because I don't think she grasped that you're eating stuff that was made with egg, you're eating cheese. That don't count, baby. You're not a vegetarian. So when she went and saw a doctor, the doctor told her she needed to add some kind of protein, and she started back eating turkey and chicken. So now that's what I eat: fish, turkey, and chicken. How often do I work out? Well, I work out now with the old people, so I don't have to look at all the little skinny, little cute shaped girls. I do jazzercise class 5 days a week. I'm going to start doing fit boot camp with my youngest daughter after school is out. No, I don't think Dre's gay.
Jeremy Alexander, that was my grandmother and grandfather's house, but they're deceased now. And actually, Miles James and Buntry's sister purchased the house from the family. All right, Joe. Well, John checked out.
Yeah, I did catch up. Is John back now?
No, he had to go to work.
Oh, well, we got about 9 more minutes, I guess. So as Reggie was telling you guys, since you want to know what I do, I've done various things. When I left Deathsboro, I moved to Vegas. I didn't do anything but raise my kids because I had a newborn, a 3-year-old, I'm sorry, and then 3 and 7 and a 9-year-old. And my 7-year-old, which he's special, so he needed a lot of attention. He's the one I adopted when he was 2. He was a drug-addicted baby, so he needed to be watched very closely. I don't know how I always get caught up in having these kids, but I love them to death. So I've done that. I was doing that, and then I went back to work. I've worked a couple of jobs. My last job, I was doing some substituting teaching for special needs people. Let's see. And now, as of 2 years ago, I had to quit that because I started commuting back and forth to California to take care of my dying aunt, which she had a disabled daughter that father had nothing to do with her or her other siblings by her father that's younger than her. So the only person she had, because my mother wasn't even able to take care of her because she was kind of a little disabled herself. So I took her in. She just yesterday, 2 days ago, she just turned 45, and she's sitting here staring at me as we speak. So I take care of her all day long. Not all day long. She's family in what we call an opportunity village here, which is for the special needs people. And it's like a adult daycare, basically. And she goes there 5 days a week. So I do that. And by the time I get going and finish going to my jazzercise class and running some errands and doing some stuff, it's time to pick up my other one from high school because she refused to she don't want to drive, although she has a permit. So I'm busy in that aspect, but I would love to leave all these people to fend for themselves. So I kind of have a full house again. My youngest laughs at that because she hates for her siblings to come back home. So I have a full house. My son, I just moved him from his dorm room today, and he doesn't move into his own apartment until July 1st, so he's not happy to be at home listening to his mama because he wants to be grown. Because I just want to love on him and hug him because I don't see him that much. He don't come home no more, and he's at the dorm at UNLV. I'm an Aquarius. My birthday is January 24th. Thank you, Leo. You bought Joelle's book? I tried to get Joelle's book. Let's see. And I know I have some people that dislike me, and that's okay, too. I still love you. I don't know how you could dislike a person you don't know, but I embrace you, too.
Okay.
You know, I feel bad for either reading comments, fuck this person, when you don't know a person outside of an interview. You have never interacted with them personally. God, we need to be different. We really do.
All the time, it's easy to hate.
Yeah, my son rather spend his money. He's on a full ride scholarship. So since he's out of the dorm, because freshmen need to live in the dorm for the first year, so they were trying to figure out how much housing money they get since they can move out now. And however, they originally said they don't get no money if they move home. Well, he found out they do get a small amount to move home. And I was like, well, son, why don't you just keep your money and just save, for when college is over, you can move home where I could cook you breakfast. He said, I'm cool, Mom. I'm cool. Okay. All right. So he wants to move out, so we found him an apartment. I love my kids, you guys. If you're parents and you don't spend no time with your kids, I can't imagine women and men. Oh, I couldn't imagine being a mother that didn't have her kids. I just couldn't. I love the heck out of these kids. I want to strangle them at the same time, but I love them. They're so individually in their own, and every one of them is different. And they're unique. They're unique little individuals, and I love them to death. And I hope you guys have kids and watch your kids. Be in your kids' business, because there's no way my kids could be in a garage or be in a room. You're not allowed to close doors in here, and you're not allowed to put a lock on it. I don't believe in none of that. We can close our doors when we go to sleep at night, but I do periodically. I don't sleep soundless, so if I hear a noise, I get up, I look. I have cameras around my house. My son hates them because they want to sneak in the house at night. And every time they do something, I said, okay, you're coming through the garage now. I don't have a camera in the garage. So now I know every time my garage opens and closes, because I got another remote on it that tells me, it rings my phone every time it opens and closes. So he found another spot to go through where I don't have a camera. And I just was talking to my husband, I'm going to put a camera on the side of this house because I need to know what they're doing. So I'm all up in my kids' business, and they hate it. But my kids won't be out here murdering nobody because I'm all in their business.
All right, Sharitha. So we can just close it up with a good Buffalo story so we can go ahead and end this live stream for the night.
I know I'm getting sleepy. I need some water. And I got to give my 45-year-old bath so she can go to bed. Well, good night, everybody. I don't know what you're saying because I closed my iPad. So good night, everybody. It's always a pleasure for you guys to get all involved up in my business.
Okay.
So you don't know me, but now you know some of my stories. Okay. So good night. Good night, Boss Don.
Boss Don.
All right, Reg.
All right, then. Thanks.
Okay. Good night.
All right.
Tell your wife I said Happy Mother's Day.
I will. And the same to you.
Okay.
All right, everybody. So, cool. Yeah. So, I guess we'll talk again on Monday or Tuesday. Once again, make sure y'all go and at least send your mama a card if y'all don't go and spend some time with them. And wish them a happy Mother's Day. Give them a kiss. Go to church with them. They really love that. Surprise them. Show up to their church if y'all live near your mom. Take them to brunch if you can get a reservation at this time. But at the minimum, go to the dollar store. Buy mom a happy Mother's Day card. It's easy to be negative or be mad at people. But man, try to do something good and just say, hey, Mom or Grandma, I love you. Give them a card if you don't have a good relationship with moms right now. All right. So, peace out. See you guys on Monday or Tuesday. All right. Hope all's well. Later.